that's not all. Later, we will be having a game between the adult. Good morning and welcome to Derby Date Night, Brunch Edition and Little 500 Edition. We are live at Western Skateland in Bloomington, Indiana, where we are getting ready for 2 games of hard-hitting roller derby action. Our hosts, Bloomington Roller Derby, will be battling Vette City Junior Roller Derby, who came here all the way from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And that's not all. Later today, we will be having an adult game between Vette City Roller Derby and the Boomington Blockheads. Before we begin, let's introduce ourselves. You are watching Derby Date Night, where we bring you live roller derby in and around the Midwest. I'm Aria, kidding me, and I'm your play-by-play announcer with all the action and a peppering of off-topic commentary and silly jokes. Behind the cameras is Seriously, my forever date and the real brains behind the operation. He is not only our technical producer-director, he also has to keep me focused while pressing buttons to make everything work. And we have got one of our favorite third wheels with us today. We've got Coach Eric from Roller Derby 24/7.
Good morning, Internet.
Good morning. After seeing you yesterday for 3 games, we brought you with us for 2 games today here in Bloomington.
What derby not? I can't stay away.
Yes, we have to just keep doing more derby, and we're so excited to be here today. For those of you who don't know what we do here at Derby Date Night, we bring you both good roller derby and bad jokes. Every stream we have a theme for our jokes, and today is no different. We ran out of Muppets jokes last night, so we have decided to transition to racing jokes, since this weekend in Bloomington was the Little 500, and that's a race that happens in Bloomington, but it seems to me like it's really just one big party in Bloomington is what I learned last night. It's more about the party than the, oh yeah, it's bike racing. Sirius wants me to clarify that it's bicycle racing. So if you know anything about the Little 500, go ahead and say that in the chat, but also let us know who you're here to root for and what you're looking forward to today. We can't wait to hang out with y'all here in the chat and watch this juniors game. Now, this game that we are about to watch is going to be a level 2 juniors game. And Eric, who is a coach for IJRD, Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby, knows a lot about juniors. So I've got him here as our expert. And before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about what we are about to see with level 2 Junior Roller Derby?
Man, an expert.
You are.
I'm what do you call that? Oh my gosh, words. It's too early.
You're a technical expert.
Level 2. So level 2, the difference is, like, level 3 is just standard derby. You can hit the crap out of somebody if you really want to. You can do all that stuff. Here, if you're going to hit somebody, the gauge kind of usually is kind of match their speed. It's more of a match their speed and push their, kind of ride them off the track instead of, there's not going to be any big blow-up hits here. Or there might be. If that happens, that tends to be an ejection, because we're trying to control this and just teach these kids more. It's a little more positional blocking and how to skate while somebody's leaning on you and all that stuff. So it's kind of a building block to get to level 3.
Yeah, and for the parents who are watching, I know that some of the kids that are skating today are going to be skating in their first ever game, which is pretty awesome. These skaters have been working really hard, and not only are they having their first game, but they're also having it filmed on Derby Date Night. So like that's kind of like, oh, we're going to the big leagues real quick. So we're excited to watch them play today and start to develop their skills. We're also, I noticed some names that I recognize from yesterday as well. So I know there's some players who normally skate at level 3 who are going to be out there kind of maybe as helpers, would you say, for the level 2s? Or what is the role of the skaters out here who normally skate level 3?
We used quite a few of those. Like in our game yesterday, it was a mix. It was a lot of our team had never really played level 2. So we put in some level 3s just to kind of give them some guidance and some control a little bit. It gives some people with better footing, a little bit of help. So
yeah. Well, we're about to get started here, and we have got Vanellope Von Skates up as one of the jammers, and we've got Artful Dodger for Vette City. Vette City is in black today, and the Boomington Banshees are going to be in white. So Vanellope Von Skates is doing a little spin in the back, trying to find some space. Artful Dodger is artfully working his way along the inside line. You'll notice you're not seeing those big pushes that we normally see. We're doing much more positional blocking, which is honestly really good for skaters to do. Like, this is something that I almost feel like we should have adult skaters do more often, as opposed, so you really learn where those legal pushing zones are. For those who are new to Derby and maybe haven't watched before, the 2 skaters who have a star on their helmet are the ones who score the points. And right there, Penelope Von Sweets just got out as your lead jammer. So what that means is if she puts her hands on her hips, then she has called the jam off. But otherwise, this will go for 2 minutes. Right now, Penelope is in the pack, has gone through the pack, past all the blockers from the other team, which means she gets 4 points. Artful Dodger now also able to score points, has gotten through and has gotten 4 points of his own. Penelope then hit her hips and called that jam. So that is the end of that jam, and we get a brand new group of people for the next jam.
Now there's not a lack of contact because there was a directional call right there at the end of that. So
do you want to explain that?
Yeah, I mean, you can still block and move all that stuff, but you still have to do it correctly.
Yes. So would you say in level 2 there's more penalties for doing things that would be legal in level 3 Derby?
Yeah, it is technically illegal to hit somebody.
You can just lean on someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of those things when you have a level 3 skater come down and help those level 2s. Sometimes that instinct is still there to, I gotta hit that person. And
that would be really hard to have to like remember what the different rules are.
Yeah, sometimes it takes them a couple trips to the penalty box for illegal contact, which is what we call a hitting penalty at this level to calm down and be like, oh yeah, I'm playing level 2.
Oh yeah. Well, and especially since so many of them played last night. Like literally, they have to switch in less than 24 hours to something different. Yeah. Did you get a sense of, is this a scorekeeping timeout? Seems like some sort of official timeout. This was not taken by the, oh, I'm going to find out. Here comes Tough Tone to let us know what that was.
Stop game due to delay a game on Vette City or jammer not being on the track.
Great. So that was a delay of game to Vette City for no jammer being on the track at the beginning of the jam. So who is going to serve that penalty then? Does someone have to serve the penalty as the jammer?
The captain.
No,
the captain. They do not serve as a captain or serve as a jammer.
Okay. So even though it wasn't, the issue was not fielding a jammer.
Correct. Yeah, it's a bench penalty.
Got it. Hi out there in the world. There's 15 of you up early, bright and early with us, so we're excited to have you all here. Always fun to know who you're rooting for. If you want to tell us in the chat, who are you here to watch today? And that jammer is going to be lead jammer for B-Town. I don't see a number, so I'm not sure who that is, but they're doing a great job.
Skeeter's out.
Yep, Skeeter Swift is out behind. So right now, the jammer from Bloomington is able to score points. So is Skeeter. So you don't get to score points the first time you go through the pack. That is called your initial. So you only get to score points after you've completed your initial. So Bloomington just got their first set of 4 points.
I think that's Venus is jamming.
Is that Venus?
I think I saw a 205, but it's really thin and hard to read.
Mm-hmm. And both jammers back in the pack. Why is Max still in the penalty box?
I think Max is the captain. So no, I don't know why Max.
No, because the penalty was on Vette.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, Max is getting ready now. Maybe Max was just relaxing in the penalty box.
Having a glass of milk, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's the Indy 500 thing, right? But you only have the glass of milk when you...
No,
no, he's the one who drinks the milk.
It's Max. Max is the one who drinks his half a gallon of milk every game.
Every day? Or every game? Does he also drink milk, like, just every day? Does he do it because of the 500?
No, he doesn't bring it to practice. He just does it.
Do you know what the origin is of this?
Nope, I don't tend to ask.
Kids just, they kind of do their own things, don't they? I love it. All right, well, now the penalty box is empty. Let's keep our eye on penalties, Eric, because I think this game is a really good opportunity to explain to the audience kind of what they are seeing with penalties.
Yeah, because they should happen. It's almost a little slower, which is actually really nice when you're trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. You can really kind of see the nuances here. The jammers we've got out right now are Rolling Thunder for Bloomington and Riot for Vette City. And looks like Riot is out as your lead jammer for Vette City. That star was passed for Bloomington. I recognize that person. That's Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tuxedosaurus Rex, who we saw in the tournament we did a few weekends ago.
Yeah, you got a couple of skaters here. You got a couple that play for Black and Bluegrass and a couple from IJRD that are all from the southern Indiana area.
Okay, where's the line that means southern Indiana? Like, is Bloomington southern Indiana or is it still central Indiana?
I would say anything. Me personally, my family's from Martinsville, or a good chunk of my family, and I still think that's southern Indiana.
Where's Martinsville?
Martinsville is halfway between Indianapolis and Bloomington.
Okay, so
and I think that anything south of what I would call
so
Indianapolis.
south of Indy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so Indy is central,
Yep.
and then anything south is south.
Yep. And anything north of it is northern Indiana.
Okay, that's easy. There's a blocker out there for Bloomington whose name is Star, and if you look at their jersey, they literally, it just reminds me of a Mario character. The way that they have, you'll see it when they turn around in a second. Lead jammer going to Vette City and Artful Dodger. And there was a star pass.
There was a.
Oh, that's not Artful Dodger. You should have corrected me. That's Scorpion. Nope, that Scorpion is for B-Town. And
yeah,
Nightshade.
There you go. I know, we saw 33 and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
You just trust that I'm correct, even though I'm totally not.
I do. You have way more experience with this than I do.
Max says that it's a good recovery drink, is what AOA is telling us. AOA, who's on our cameras. We've got 2 camera volunteers today, and we really appreciate them. One is a skater from Bloomington, and then AOA is from IJRD.
I've heard chocolate milk is a good recovery drink, but never the just plain white milk.
Chocolate milk is supposed to have some sort of special powers or something. I don't know. PMG is here rooting for Criminal from Black and Bluegrass Junior Roller Derby. Shout out to Poison, Tuxedo, and Max. All right, Scorpion is through. Star is headed to the penalty box. I want to make the noise.
Nightshade is through.
Dang it, I did it again.
Now I got
Nightshade.
you.
Okay, now you got me. But Star was going to the penalty box, and I really wanted to do the noise of the Mario game when the star goes. Okay, that's totally going to happen, especially if Star becomes a jammer at all.
Oh.
That's going to be their new sound. Okay, now Artful Dodger is going to be jamming for Vette City. When they get lead, it's the one-up sound. The
Blah,
doo-doo-doo.
blah, blah. Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, if only those. Do you know if those are copywritten? Can we use those for our sound?
Oh.
They are.
I'm sure.
Oh. Do you want to explain that one, Eric?
So they're going to remove, there was a penalty given for a forearm. So there were 2 Bloomington skaters in the box. Now there's only 1. Apparently they got together, talked about it, and decided that they were incorrect, which is nice.
Wait,
I
that
like
was
when
Star.
referees do that.
Star was released
Yeah.
from the penalty box.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the beauty of roller derby. It's the only sport I know where the refs can be like, oh, wait a minute,
Yeah,
wait,
wait a
we
second.
were wrong. We're
yeah.
going to fix this.
Yeah. All the other sports, they're like, we are not wrong.
Yeah,
we are the
once-
referees.
Well, once they make a call, it's already there. So
It
it's kind of,
sticks.
yeah.
We got Cherry Bomb on the line for B-Town and Artful Dodger for Vette City. Cherry Bomb kind of doing some side-to-side. Artful Dodger trying to sweep around the pack. Artful Dodger found that space first and is out as your lead jammer. Cherry Bomb also able to find some space on the inside line there as Artful Dodger approaching the pack. Did you notice how Artful slowed down and stopped to make sure that she didn't come in and hit the pack too hard?
Yeah, it's a matter of scale of the speed and the hit, and it doesn't matter. Like we've even had in a level 2 game a tiny skater come flying into the pack, which didn't do any damage to anybody but themselves, but they
Aw.
still got thrown out. So it's all about the control. They want to make sure you're controlled.
Yep. Vanellope Von Skates. I want to say Vanellope Von Sweets because that's the character, but she's Vanellope Von Skates. Which is really, if you've seen the movie Wreck-It Ralph, Vanellope Von Sweets is a character who drives a little car. So it's a great name because she's like a racer and likes to go fast. So what a fun name.
Had a momentary of pause jam when the jam timer blows the whistle and everybody just stands there and looks at him and goes, wait a minute.
Wait, is that the whistle? Well, it can get confusing because they blow a whistle for 5 seconds. And usually very loudly they say 5 seconds, but not always.
Yeah.
And sometimes jammers are like, wait, is that the 5-second whistle or was that the actual whistle? So Skeeter Swift is your lead jammer for Vette City. And finding that space on the inside. Okay, now if someone were to, so Skeeter Swift saw the space and just like took it and ran. What if a skater from Bloomington had noticed that? They're not able to like turn around and like be right there to block?
The idea is you're supposed to then get up to speed to match that speed because you're the
Okay.
person who's taking the space, so you initiate that contact.
Okay.
So if you're the one who's initiating that contact, you have to be at the same speed.
Oh, that's hard. That's
Yeah,
so
it's-
hard.
Yeah, it's different.
Because I would just see that and be, so that's why they're able to get through on the edges because usually the pack is stopped. So if you are stopped, you're not, and a jammer has any sort of speed, you can't get in front of them until you're going the same speed as that jammer.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I understand. Venus jamming for the Banshees and Riot for Vette City. And we've got 2 Banshees blockers in the box.
Yeah, so you can hit. You can still hit. It's just, it's not going to be the big blow-up hits. It's much more controlled.
All right, lead jammer going to Bloomington. And you said that you think that's Venus?
Yep. You can barely see the 205.
Wait, is it? Oh. Oh, yep, I see it. 205. There it is. The refs are having a discussion.
Yeah, they started that jam. The jammer went through, and then everybody like reset without actually officially
jammer?
starting the yeah.
Oh, so that's
That was really strange.
So would that be a penalty of any sort?
I don't think nobody left the track or anything. I think they just went back kind of behind the starting line and started skating again.
As long as they still like, I mean, I guess that's yielding your position, right?
Kind of, but they didn't have to. So I'm not sure what was going on there.
Well, it looks like. Okay, well, I'll tell one of my jokes. I got some jokes.
Sure.
So the jokes are racing themed because it's the Little 500 this weekend in Bloomington, which Sirius and I discovered as we showed up to the Hampton Inn last night. There was like a party happening in our hotel, it seemed. There was a lot of chaos. There were so many people like in parking lots yesterday. I've not been to a college town in a long time, and I have not been up past like 9 on a Saturday in a lot of years. So it was a very exciting night for Sirius and I. But we decided this morning that we wanted to do some racing jokes. So did you know that shopping at Costco or Sam's Club is like driving a race car?
No.
Because you go from 0 to 60 in
Oh.
just a few seconds.
Yes, you do.
Oh my gosh, you can really rack up a. Yeah.
We have a rule when we shop at Costco or Sam's Club. We don't take a cart.
Oh.
We can only walk out with what we can carry.
I would
and it keeps
hate
my
that
bill
rule.
down.
I would hate that rule so much. Sirius has a rule when it comes to Costco. He doesn't let me go when I'm hungry. If I'm hungry and I go to Costco, yeah, he makes me eat lunch, usually in the Costco like food court.
Oh, the food court, yeah.
So that I am definitely full. PMG says, all our people are out there. Poison, Tux, Max, Discord, and Nutcase.
Yep.
Love you all. Oh, PMG, where are you at? We wish you were here. Nightshade is your lead jammer for Vette City. Rolling Thunder currently jamming for Bloomington. Vette City has taken a fairly commanding lead, but that doesn't mean much in roller derby. We have seen 16-point jams, 20-point jams, 24-point jams all happen, and so this game is well within reach for either team still, with 20 minutes left in the first half. Nightshade finding that space and getting through.
Yeah, there's an example. Max knew that it was probably at that time, like, level 3, that's a hit, but at this level, you can't do it.
You can't. Okay, but Max was able to hit there because they were both going the same speed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Nightshade has already scored 4 points. Right now, Rolling Thunder is still on their initial. So Rolling Thunder is currently having to get through for the first time and get all the way around before being able to score points. So, is that a toe stop? Is Nightshade holding their toe stop?
I'm not sure.
It was loose. Did Nightshade just get a cut, I think? Yep. So what happened there was, I think it was one of the Boomington, I think it was Tuxedo, who had gone back. So Nightshade had gotten pushed out. Tuxedo went back. And as a jammer, if you get pushed out, you cannot enter in front of anyone who was in front of you when you got pushed out. And so Tuxedo was very smart and went backwards. And I don't think Nightshade saw Tuxedo and re-entered, but actually gained position on Tuxedo, which that is a illegal position penalty.
I would tell Max to go take that star, but we learned what happened when you do that yesterday.
Yes, yesterday, Eric. But here's the mistake you made as a coach. You said to Max, you said, grab the star.
I said take it.
You said take the star.
You said
take the star. And so Max took you incredibly literally.
Yep.
And so a pivot, which is the skater who has the stripe on their helmet, is the only person on the track who can become the jammer. And you become the jammer by taking the star from the person with the star on their head. Typically that is done when the person with the star on their head takes the star off of their helmet and hands it to the person with the stripe. When Eric said take it yesterday, Max, who had the pivot, so the stripe on, literally yoinked the star off of the jammer's helmet and immediately got a penalty because the pivot cannot take the star. They can only receive the star from the jammer. So that was a lovely moment. And Max 100% knows the rules, but I think when you're a kid, sometimes you just take things super literally, and he heard take it. So Eric, I think that was on you.
I agree. I'll own it. I don't care.
Poison Dart, you are correct, PMG. Poison Dart is jamming for B-Town Banshees. Not only is Poison jamming, but Poison is about to get, wait, is that a forearm penalty? Or are they still lead? I think they're still lead, but they've got 4 points, and they're in the pack hoping to get another. Oh, you know who that is, though?
Poison's got a forearm.
That's not, that's Nightshade.
Yep.
I think, was Vette City in white yesterday? I'm having a hard time figuring out which team is which right now.
Yes, Vette was in white yesterday.
All right, so it is Poison Dart jamming.
Yep.
But Poison Dart went to the penalty box with a forearm. Nightshade is the one who has scored 8 points. This jam is going to go the full 2 minutes.
Now Poison's back.
Got it. Both jammers out on the track now. Poison is through. That was not their initials, so they will score 4 points. Nightshade has outscored by 4 points. Both jammers getting a few more points. We got 6 seconds left in the jam. I love listening to junior announcers because the house announcer just went, they went back to the box. It was so sad. You get so sad for the skaters because you know that they're learning, and so you're hoping that they do. This is one of those, like, when you really say, I hope everyone just has fun. This is that type of a game where this really is good for skaters to learn, to figure out, what are the rules, what do these look like. And we have skaters, I was talking to skaters earlier, who are on level 1. So level 1, like, they don't even get to do this much of a game, and they're, watching this might be really good for them. This might be something that, I don't know, Eric, would you have your level 1 jammers, like, watch a game like this?
I can't answer that. I don't have level 1.
You don't have level 1? Oh.
Yeah, we had level 2 for a little bit. We're kind of trying to get away from that and just do everybody at level 3.
Oh, wow.
It's just more consistent for us, and we've gotten a pretty good feel of how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We can play level 2, and we will. It makes it easy to play because there are lots of other level 2 teams out there to give those younger kids some experience. But level 1 is different, and we have done that at practice. I've even done that in practice with the adults. It's literally positional blocking only. You can't touch anybody.
No touching.
So it makes it
That's easy
real
as a
hard.
ref.
Yeah.
As a ref, it's much easier.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a penalty. That one's easy. They touched. So how many junior teams would you say have like the level 1, level 2, level 3, or are more teams starting to go to more of just that higher level?
I don't know that I've ever seen anybody at level 1 specifically with a team. We have a lot of skaters that we like. It's basically new skaters, and skater instruction is level 1. So it's a lot of stuff that a lot of teams do at practice when they're teaching new people, adults and kids alike.
At Cornfed, we used to call that the skaters by the clock, because we had a big roller skating rink, and the team would practice on the track. But then there was a section that was down by the clock, and so if you were a new skater, you were just by the clock. So that's like the adult version of level 1 is by the clock.
Yeah.
All right, Vette City ahead by 56-23. We are halfway through the first half. Poison Dart still in the penalty box, so this is a power jam for Vette City and Skeeter Swift, who is trying to take advantage of this power jam and get lead jammer for Vette City. But the B-Town Banshees are not going to make it easy for Skeeter Swift. Poison Dart is standing in the penalty box. Skeeter got through and will be lead jammer for Vette City. Poison released from the penalty box. Skeeter sees some space on the inside.
Now Poison's still in the penalty box. I think he was.
Oh.
There was some weird happenings down there. I was watching the penalty box manager.
I feel like a lot of these penalties are going a little bit longer than 30 seconds. But you know what? If you're not sure, just stay there a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Make sure you've
yeah.
served your penalty.
We
You think
figured out
they had
that.
2? Sirius thinks that there were 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have our penalty tracker. We can see that. B-Town Banshees have a few more penalties than Vette City right now.
And back in for another one.
Whew. Back in for another one?
Yeah, Poison.
Poison? Oof. So Skeeter's got an opportunity here to grab some more points and does so. 4 more points for Vette City.
It gets confusing in the penalty box sometimes. That's when
Yes.
some of those people, when they hear a number and they think, oh, I can go. And it's like, that wasn't you.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what the I is, right?
Oh, where's my
I forget
chart?
that one.
I is illegal contact, I believe. Illegal procedure.
Oh, so
Oh,
yeah,
it might have been for the leaving the penalty
yep,
box.
then
Okay.
left the penalty
So
box.
yeah. And that penalty is the traveling symbol in basketball.
Yep.
Illegal procedure. Vette City up to 66. That was a when you can get the other jammer in the penalty box, sometimes you can rack up some good points. Venus is jamming for the B-Town Banshees. And I think Riot for Vette City. And looks like we have got a skater headed to the penalty box. Did you hear the in-house announcer? Oh no!
No, I heard the Vette City coach, the bench coach back here. Somebody asked for something and it was just ask and you shall receive.
Oh, you know, bench coaches don't get enough love because there's always the main coach.
Never.
But the bench coach is the one who like keeps everybody calm, gives them like snacks and makes sure like they watch people's faces too on the bench, like make sure everybody is good and okay. A bench coach is incredibly valuable to a team, and there's a reason why there's up to 4 coaches allowed in the box because 15 skaters is a lot to manage. You know, you guys are all seeing the skaters that are currently out on the track, but there are about 11 skaters still sitting and needing to be taken care of.
Yes. Yeah, I could not do it without my bench coaches, I guarantee you.
Venus is your lead jammer for B-Town Banshees. Chili Piper took a star pass and is now the jammer for Vette City. Oh, PMG is excited to skate with Discord in Cleveland. I love how many of you guys have skated, like all of the juniors, they all seem to know each other and have skated together.
Yeah, there's lots of mixers. Midwest does lots of mixer stuff. So yeah, I mean, there are people that I have skaters that are like, oh yeah, I know so. I'm like, we've never even played them. How do you know?
So Chili Piper stuck behind Max here, but as a level 2, Chili Piper, and as a pivot, I know that I would do what Piper did too, is I see the blocker and I'm like, they're supposed to block me. So you go straight for the blocker. But as a jammer, one thing that you really want to do is you want to look for the holes. You don't want to go to where the blocker is. You want to go to where the holes are. And so, being able to do that, I think, is an important skill. And Max was taking advantage of the fact that Piper went straight for Max. And Max said, sure, you can come be right here where I am. Another delay of game? Oh.
Yeah, on Bloomington this time. I had no blockers, I don't think.
You know what, though? Remember what I said at the beginning. A lot of these skaters, this is their very first game. And I know practice is so different from a game, especially when you don't have very many refs at practice. These skaters are not used to this many people blowing whistles at them.
Yeah.
My favorite story I still tell all the time is when I was watching a level 1 juniors game in Fort Wayne, and it was skaters new first time, and one skater got a penalty and a couple others also got a penalty, and the skater who got the first penalty had no idea what to do, so they all held hands and went to the penalty box together, and it was just the cutest thing. I was like, oh, when one goes, we all go, and we all just go together with holding hands. Speaking of holding hands, I don't know if you watch hockey at all, but I guess there was some sort of big hockey fight that happened. Oh, are you wearing a hockey hat? Okay.
I'm an Avalanche fan, yes. So
okay. Well,
it's playoff season.
There was some sort of big fight that recently happened. Mm-hmm. And if you watch the fight, there are 2 skaters from opposite teams that are just standing there watching this giant fight, and they are holding hands.
Yep.
Do you know exactly what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, you pair off. That's what you do in hockey. You pair off, you get you're kind of, they all kind of match up a little bit, and it's one of those like, okay, if those guys are fighting, we're going to stay here so that you don't enter the fray and hurt my teammate. So we'll just hang back here and watch each other.
Well, and I guess they had played on the same team in like the World Cup or something, but it's so it was really actually kind of funny because it was a giant fight. Like everyone was legit fighting, but then in the very back of it was just these 2 holding hands. Hockey is kind of unserious like Derby, isn't it?
No.
No? Much more serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it looked unserious. Oh. In queue. Okay. Thank you. Okay, new penalty that I've never seen happen before.
Yep.
So all 4 blockers were not on the track when the jam started. So
well, they were on the track, but they were not in
illegal
between
positioning.
They were not in between the jammer line and the pivot line.
Yep. And so all 4 blockers from the Banshees received penalties. So 2 of them, as you can see on screen, are serving their penalties. The other 2 are in queue. So once there is space for them to sit down in one of those 2 chairs, then they will be directed to go to the box. Wait, does this mean there could be no blockers on the track for a minute?
For
because
10 seconds.
Once those 2 stand, the other 2 will be sent to the box.
Yeah. Theoretically, for 10 seconds, there could be no blockers.
No blockers to block Artful Dodger.
But if...
Oh, Artful Dodger's going to call it.
I think Poison was in anyway, so it's going to kind of switch anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll have one go now. So it'll offset a little bit, so no. Because Poison was already in the box.
Wait, but why would one Banshee's blocker be standing and one be sitting if they both went at the same time?
Because like I said, I thought it's Poison. I think they were already in the box.
Oh, okay. Oi, oi, oi.
So yeah. Had it been completely clean when that happened, or completely the box been empty when that happened, then yes, we could have had.
Yeah.
I think the officials would have been smart enough to wait that 10 seconds, because if you don't have any blockers, there's no pack.
Yeah.
You can't have. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, is there going to be another penalty?
I think they're just making sure that the right people, because it's the 4 people that were out, have to be the same 4 people. So if anybody's in queue, they have to stay on the track.
Mm-hmm. They're just trying to make sure they know who's in queue.
Yeah.
Do you see Rogue there? Rogue has never done penalty box before, and Rogue is probably like, I do not like the fact that the penalty box is getting this much attention right now. I'm here to volunteer, and I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to nod and smile.
It's Toy Box isn't managing, though, so. Toy Box has done this a time or two.
Yes. Well, that's why when Rogue was like, I don't know how to do penalty, I'm like, no, it's a good one to have because you've got a penalty box manager who will tell you exactly what to do.
Yep.
So Rogue's good. Rogue's taken well care of. That's what I like about NSOing. There's usually somebody there to take care of you if you don't know what you're doing. With Derby Date Night, I got serious, but I don't listen to him. So there's really no one managing me. I would like no, I don't need a manager. I wouldn't want a manager.
So Discord versus the world here. Or no, Mayhem.
Mayhem versus the world.
Yeah, the only blocker on track for Bloomington.
Scorpion and Nightshade jamming for their teams. Lead going to Nightshade. Scorpion's got a lot of blockers to get past where Nightshade did not have really any.
Now they should be sending the next one to the box.
Yes. Scorpion was able to get out. Oh, yep, and the next one just got sent to the box.
Nice little tiptoe, though.
Mm-hmm. And Nightshade finding that space on the outside line to get through. Scorpion trying to push that pack forward. Nightshade could call the jam right now. But doesn't look like Nightshade is going to do that. We have 7.5 minutes left in this first half. Vette City ahead by 40. See, I did that math in my head, but because Bloomington is such gracious hosts, they heard me last night complaining about the fact that I don't have a calculator, and now I have a Derby Date Night calculator that I get to take with me so that I can do the math easily.
You just need to carry a Kimbo with you wherever you go.
Yeah, math teacher help whenever I announce with Kimbo. She's quick on the math. Okay, we've got some penalties on B-Town Banshees. We've got 2 skaters who are at 5 penalties each, and you only get 7 penalties in a game. Oh, 6. Number 43, Tuxedosaurus Rex, up to 6. That's Tuxedosaurus Rex in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Looking a little distraught. You know, when you spend a lot of time in the box, it's difficult. And then the other Poison Dart has also had a few penalties. So, you know, with juniors, I do notice a lot more fouling out than in adults. I think that they are more willing to make mistakes as kids. Just, you know what, I'm going to try this thing and see if it works. And that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
Skeeter Swift is the lead jammer for Vette City.
Blew a little kiss to the coach on the way by.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she came around the corner here and
so cute.
Gave a little wink to the coach on the way by.
Oh, that was very, very nicely done. Jamming against Max, who is not going to spend time in the penalty box right now. That's a happy Max. That's what did we say? Glad Max?
Glad Max.
Glad Max.
I think the problem for a lot of those penalties, those delay games, is if you've got kids like this that aren't used to playing anyway, and you've got a track where the benches are on one side and the starting line is on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much that they're trying to do all at the same time. But this is where, I mean, and I don't know if you agree, but if I was coaching, I would try to, like, pair them up with, like, this is your person. So, like, I would pair a skater who is more, more seasoned with a newer skater and be like, this is your friend, and maybe send them out in pairs so that you've got a second, you've got another blocker there with you who will be like, okay, now we go here. Now we go back. That's Rainbow's first ever jam. Rainbow Fire's first ever jam. That's amazing. Rainbow Fire, number 44 on B-Town. I think I'm one jam too late, but
Yeah.
congratulations. Once you've gone out for your first jam, it gets so much easier after that. And did Rainbow Fire not get a penalty in their first jam? That's amazing.
Did not. That's good. It's a good start.
Yeah. Riot is out. Max came out and decided to jam again, but Riot just got a penalty. So this is going to be a power jam for Max. Nice defense done there by Discord to slow Mad Max down. Uh-oh.
Too much.
I think Tuxedosaurus Rex just fouled out.
Too much contact.
Too much contact?
Mm-hmm.
That's how, I think Tuxedo Rex is really used to skating at that higher level because we saw him in that. It's tough when you have to adjust down to a level 2. Riot is back in. Mad Max through for 4 more points. Picking up some good points here for B-Town. Vette City has taken a pretty commanding lead, but Max is cutting into that with this jam. Pipsqueak is shouting out Max, Rainbow Fire, Tux, and Poison. I love it when people are just supporting each other, you know? Lovely to see.
I mean, they're proving you right because it's the people with the most penalties are all of the regular level 3 skaters.
Well, I mean, if it was me, I would have fouled out by now too. Like, legit. Like, I don't think that I could adjust to that. We've got 3 minutes left. This is an official timeout. So I'm going to tell you another racing joke. How about a bicycle racing joke since
Sure.
since this is the bicycle race? Did you hear about the environmentalist who did the same bicycle race twice? He recycled.
Oh, God.
Do you know the hardest thing about wiping out just before you cross the finish line? The road.
I don't know. Take my headset off for a minute and walk away.
I also got some good racing quotes because I think they kind of fit with Derby a little bit, some of them. So Sterling Moss said, to achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble in the boundary of disaster.
I like that.
I do too.
That's really good.
And I was thinking about these like to roller derby, and it's true. Like you have to push yourself to the very edge of the track, or you have to, take that chance and try to get through 2 people, and like to achieve anything, you have to take a chance. So this timeout is because they are substituting that fouled out skater that we talked about earlier. Oh, that was Poison who fouled out.
Yeah.
I thought it was Tuxedo.
Oh, was it Tux? Oh.
Yeah, I think it's Tux.
Okay.
Poison has 1, 2, 3.
I mean, it's not like
5.
they're related or something and don't look like each other.
They're brothers, right? They're getting during the juniors tournament, they got matching collarbone sprains. They both. No.
One of them did, and sister.
Oh, and the sister.
Yeah.
The brother and sister had
Peanut Butter Smackdown.
Had the collarbones.
Yes.
But Poison Dart has also had.
At one point in time, I think so, yes.
Because I think their mom told me that at one point in time they all had slings.
I think so.
So they had matching injuries before. Now they have matching penalties. Like every family, when you do it together, right?
There you go.
All right, lead jam going to Artful Dodger, but Mayhem doing a great job getting out of the pack and chasing Dodger down. And Dodger calls the jam. I don't know if Mayhem was able to sneak any points there. Nope. Bipsqueak, you're literally shouting out every single skater out there. I think you're friends with everyone. I like it. All right, a little bit under 3 minutes left in this first half. And then we do have, we do have another game later today. We've got at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we have got the adults for Vette City and Boomington Blockheads playing each other. Mad Max is your lead jammer, but this is going to be maybe a quick jam because Nightshade is chasing Max down. Both jammers slowing down as they approach the pack like they're supposed to. Nightshade zooming through, grabbing those 4 points. But Max got stuck in the pack here. Max is through for 4 points. Nightshade back in the pack again. I'm kind of surprised Max isn't calling it here.
It's real hard not to coach.
Really? Are you? I was like, Eric's quiet. Oh, he's trying to not coach.
Yeah, I'm here biting my tongue.
Well,
Like,
he's your skater also on
Yes.
on Indianapolis. So.
Yeah.
All right. Vette City is actually okay. They've both scored 8 points. Max going in for another 4. Nightshade also going in for hopefully another 4 for Vette City. They're both scoring points here. Okay, Max is through.
I think they're just running, trying to get some points. And
Yeah, and hoping that Nightshade doesn't get through. But Nightshade's matching Max point for point here.
Yeah.
Minute and a half left in this first half, and then I get to go eat the avocado bagel that I got from this great bagel company here in Bloomington, where we also met this guy who had not gone to sleep yet. It was the morning time. He had a coffee in his hand. He was ordering another coffee, and he hadn't told us that he hadn't gone to sleep. So I guess that's what life in a college town is like. It was like 8 in the morning, and he told us he was headed to Five Guys. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that I do not think Five Guys is open at 8 in the morning.
Not that early.
I hope he's sleeping now. Bad Max through again. All right, so Max has had 20 points. We have 2 seconds left. The jam is going to end there. 42 seconds. We're going to have one more jam in this first half. B-Town Banshees outscoring Vette City by 8 points in that last jam.
Oh, just a 5. They upped it a little bit.
I love it when I tell the score and then they change it on me.
Always. Got to verify some things every once in a while. Take your time. Get it right.
Yep. And the whistle blew and nobody's moving.
New skaters.
Not necessarily. I've seen adult skaters do that too.
I guarantee you.
Especially when the jammers start getting all like, they try to be all sneaky and stuff, and then everybody just kind of stands there and you're like, what is happening here? Raven jamming for the Banshees and Skeeter Swift for Vette City. The period clock has run out, so this will be the last jam of the half. Raven is headed to the penalty box on a forearm, so this will be a power jam for Skeeter Swift and Vette City. Skeeter Swift's got a beautiful stride. Like,
yeah.
I'm excited to watch her grow as a skater. I can see the fundamentals of a really strong roller derby skater in Skeeter Swift. And I'm so jealous because I started derby at 35. And these kids have the potential, like their ceiling is so much higher than someone who starts at 35. But that's the other cool thing about derby. We have kids who play derby and then moms who are bored playing derby, you know?
I know we're starting to get into that time zone where I've got a number of now skaters that I've coached that have now they'll go on to play with their moms. So it's kind of fun to watch those games.
Yeah. All right, Skeeter has scored 8 points, so has kind of undone what Max did in the last jam. 21 seconds left in this first half.
It definitely got the skating skills needed.
Uh-huh. Look at, I just love that stride.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the first half. So we will be back in about 15 minutes with the conclusion of this game. Great job to all the skaters. Everybody's just done a wonderful job. And we will be back with you in just a little bit here on Derby Date Night.
Welcome back to Derby Date Night. I'm here with my forever date night, Seriously. I'm Aria. Sorry, I have a little bit of cold. Let me cough this up while I finish my food. We're getting ready for the second half here to start. Got B-Town Banshees at 79, Vette City at 123. We have a official review that happened just before half. Vette City asked for a couple of additional points in review. We'll wait to hear what that happened with that. Going through a little gear check action to start the second half.
I'm back.
Oh. Hey, there you are.
How does it feel trying to fill all the dead air when you don't have a second person? You're fine with your forever date?
You know.
Since you became the main person, you got to be the one on the date night. Well, we are currently doing equipment checks because that used to happen in adult derby, but now it just happens in junior derby, where they make sure that everybody has the correct equipment on and that it is on legally and correctly. We don't want anybody with like a helmet half on that would then cause danger to the skaters. What are the most common equipment malfunctions that you see during equipment checks?
Triglides.
What does that mean?
So the part of the helmet, if they have the helmets where the side has two straps around the ear and it comes together, there's a little piece of plastic there that's called a triglide, and it should be right up under your earlobe.
And where is it usually? What?
Way down under their chin.
Okay.
That's the thing that tends to slide down. So
if you are a
that's
skater,
a pretty common.
Put your helmet on, look in the mirror, and make sure that triglide, the peak of the triangle, is under your ear, not under your chin.
Yep, right at the bottom of your earlobe.
Because otherwise that helmet is not going to be secure on your head, right?
Correct.
And we don't want rolling helmets. That is not a good thing.
I'm actually in the YouTube comments on that. That's the one thing I ever YouTube comment about.
Really?
Is some
The
of my favorite
triglides?
YouTubers and guys. These people like they ride bicycles around places and they're wearing those helmets, and I'm like, fix your stuff. It's not safe. Like, I want you to keep making videos. You entertain me. Continue.
See, my big thing, and I know it's not necessarily illegal, but the thing that drives me crazy is when skaters are using knee pads that are like the really skinny, tiny ones that barely cover the knee. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, your poor knees. Because in derby, we're on the ground all the freaking time. Like, we slam our knees onto the ground. And the knee pads I used to wear were, like pillows pretty much. You're wearing pillows on your knees. So it's tough for me whenever I see those teeny tiny little knee pads. I'm like, oh my gosh, their poor knees.
You get the little kids that come in new, and they've got little thin pads, which is fine when you're learning because you're not doing it. There's no major contact, and the falling you're doing is you falling to learn how to fall small. But then, yeah, you hit that point, and we have that point as coaches where you have to be like, sorry, parents, it's time to go spend some good money on some good pads.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to need it.
Absolutely. What do the refs do? Are they taking care of the floor?
We're working them on the, they had a official review asking for the points at the end of the half. So they're resolving that is what I think is going on.
But they're also doing, I think, skate maintenance off to the side of the... So, okay, these guys are talking about the official review, but over on the side, we've got some skate maintenance happening. So.
Oh, yeah, it looks like
Lego
fixing some skates.
Lots of things happen during a derby game.
It's a little bit everywhere. It's just controlled chaos.
There's a skater out there called there's a skater in the next game called Controlled Chaos.
Yeah,
I think a Vette City skater.
That is the most descriptive derby name ever.
It's a great derby name, and that's what everyone should be, is Controlled Chaos.
It's my favorite way to describe it. It's boxing chess on wheels.
Boxing chess on wheels?
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah, I can see that.
Mix all the sports.
All right, looks like we are just about to get started.
I do not see an additional 2 points, so I'm assuming that overview failed.
I am assuming, yeah, but we both thought that oh well.
Yeah. We're not the official, so it doesn't matter what we think. Quick call off.
That was quick. That was, I think, the quickest jam of the game so far. Vette City has taken a big lead here. As we've said before, I don't know how much the score matters in this as much as the experience happening.
Yeah, this is all just teaching the kids.
Exactly. We got Rollover Beethoven jamming for the Banshees and Skeeter Swift jamming for Vette City. Nobody in the penalty box right now. Rollover Beethoven trying to push through, but it is Skeeter Swift who comes out with the lead jammer status. Rollover Beethoven takes a little bit of a tumble to the inside line and is going to come back in again, yielding. Nope, not yielding. He is going to. They are going to the penalty box. Did you hear what the in-house announcer just said?
No.
Oh dear. AOA says my knees are usually bruised after games. Oh yeah. What type of knee pads does AOA have?
187. I think
187
187's the pros. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the
big thick.
The 187 pros are really good. So are the S1s. I like those. I'm not sponsored by anybody.
Yeah.
Skeeter Swift continuing to score some points for Vette City.
Yeah, the Bloomington jammer, Beethoven. No.
Yep, rollover Beethoven. Two penalties, looks like.
Didn't leave the track quickly enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you get a penalty, it is important to, the only direction you can go is the off-the-track direction. You can't meander or continue to go a certain direction. You just have to attempt to leave the track. Are you smiling because I was talking with my hands and I managed to almost knock over a drink, but then I caught it.
I was smiling because like 4 different things happened there all at the same time that were really funny. You knocked your drink over and caught it, which was impressive.
I did. That was impressive.
Skeeter came around the corner, was calling, and in the process of calling almost fell over because she was waving her arms so hard.
Yep. There are a lot of things happening today. This is Sunday morning derby. It's always a lot of things that happen.
And Sirius had to disappear because one of the camera
I don't know where
batteries
Sirius.
died.
Okay, Sirius is back. I think we're back out of the chaos. Sirius, I did not almost knock your drink over onto things. No, you look so mad. Riot, lead jammer. That pack just stopped moving. They just all.
That was the quietest jam start ever.
And Riot just kind of was like, I'm just gonna scoot right by you here. Did Rollover Beethoven just go to the box for another penalty? Oh no.
I think so.
Rollover Beethoven has all of a sudden gotten high in that penalty count. I mean, 3 penalties and 2 jams. That'll do it to you.
Yeah.
Riot taking a hit to the inside and reapproaching the pack again on a scoring pass. All right, 4 more points. Did Max take that pass? Yep, Max took the pass. Max is now the jammer for, I almost said IJRD, but today Max is skating for the B-Town Banshees. You'll also see some people in our next game who you saw last night skating for either Circle City or Vette City that are going to be skating again today for maybe a different team. Riot has now gone to the box for a penalty, so this next jam will start with a power jam for the B-Town Banshees. While Riot waits in the box. The in-house announcer just said shenanigans, which is our well, it's Kimbo's phrase. Kimbo is the one who came up with it. So a shenanigam. We've got both jammers in the box now. So immediately Riot will be released. So Max must have gotten that cut penalty after, that's not a cut penalty. Max must have gotten the illegal contact penalty at the end of the jam. But yes, that's the cutting the cake symbol. And so it will be a power jam for the Vette City Junior Roller Derby, but it will not be a long power jam because both jammers were in the box. Max only had to sit for as long as Riot sat. And Max is through. So Riot is going to have to make a decision on whether or not we're going to keep this jam rolling or if we're going to call it, and Riot decides to call it. Thanks, Eric. I'm giving you multiple jobs today. Not just announcer, not just stats, but helping out with the cameras and everything.
That's what I'm here for. Be useful.
Yes. We appreciate useful.
Moderating chat while I'm doing all this stuff, you know.
Pipsqueak's getting with it. Bad Max. Or, yeah, Bad Max, Sad Max. It's a thing now. I'm really excited to hear how practices go and how many skaters pick up on this new Bad Max, Sad Max, Glad Max. Probably within about a month, Max is going to be like, I am not happy, Aria. Why did you start this? All right, same thing just happened again. 4 skaters are headed to the box. So when the skaters are sent to the now, so what's the difference between not yielding a skater and having a skater in the wrong position at the whistle?
So the positional one is just outside of that. You have to be between the jammer
line and the pivot line. Okay.
So when you get the false start thing, which is where you have to yield, that's when you're touching one of those 2 lines, which there's a little bit of weirdness in there with the pivot, touching the pivot line. But outside of that, if you're touching one of those lines, you have to then yield, which is pretty simple. You just kind of stand there, let everybody move past you enough to the point the officials will tell you.
It's not an actual penalty.
Yeah, it's not a penalty. You just have to kind of stay out of the way and not play derby for half a second. And the officials will tell you yielded, and then you can continue to play.
Okay. So what happened that led to these skaters being in the box instead of just yielding?
They were just on the track and not between the 2 lines.
Okay. So
in that box where they're supposed to be to start.
But if they had been off of the track completely, then they just wouldn't have fielded any blockers?
It would have actually been better because then it's just a single delay of game penalty and only one person serves it. You're better off not sending anybody than sending them all late.
So would it be better then for the skaters, instead of skating on the track to get to the line, to skate around the...
That's tough because at that point...
Yeah.
You know, if you're the one skater who's late because you need to send 3 and you forget for whatever reason and you send 1, it's almost better send them out there and let them go serve the penalty. At least for most of the jam, you'll have 4.
Or your best bet would be, if you are a skater and you know that you're going to be in the next jam, just get to the spot you're supposed to be in.
Just, as soon as you hear the tweet, that jam's over with. Like now. Jam's over. Next line, go.
Next line, go.
And you just go. You don't even wait.
Yep. See, that's what's happening. All the skaters from B-Town, they're headed. I mean, they've got a long way to go. So then 30 seconds is actually not as long as it seems. So now they're there. They're between the jammer and pivot line. Good to go.
But now they've got to keep because they're in queue, they have to keep the same 2 things.
Oh, that's the queue. Okay, they had to pull 2 off.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
It's okay. If you're extra, you can just leave.
Okay.
So they're okay. We're okay now.
I got so nervous for them.
I know, it gets confusing because they're trying to maintain the 2 people that are in queue have to be on, and it's,
Meanwhile, Artful Dodger got lead jammer and is gone through and grabbed 4 points, coming in on a second scoring pass. Max is jamming for B-Town Banshees and trying to find some space. 20-ish minutes left in this game. Max is through.
So the other 2 skaters, have finally made it on. They've switched out now.
Oh, they switched out. So now the 2, okay. Everybody's serving their penalties.
Yeah, the other 2 are now in the box.
So they should only send out 2 blockers right now.
There we go. Yeah.
And looks like Max is still going to jam.
See, this is why as a coach you need your bench staff.
Yes.
'Cause
How many on, how
Yeah.
many off, right, yeah. You know, Derby is one of those, like, we know it really well and we love it, but I think it's sometimes a little bit of a steep learning curve for newer skaters because there's so many different nuances and so many different rules. It can be really a difficult, it's got like a steep entry level, you know?
a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think would be the easiest way to understand Derby as a new skater when there's so many different things? Like, what do you think a new skater should focus on the most, since they're not going to be able to learn everything all immediately?
I mean, I'm gonna shamelessly plug you and say they should watch tons of Derby date night.
Well, that's nice.
The key is watching the game. It's like anything else, you know. If you really want to be a really good baseball player, you're going to watch baseball. You know, so the same thing happens. I think the same thing happens with any sport. If you really want to be good at it or understand it, watch it. And always watch it at whatever the highest level you can see is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also asking questions is really important. I mean, like I was talking before about go out on the track with somebody who knows what they're doing. And then after that jam, when you're waiting on the bench, ask that person, like, why did you do that thing? Or why did you tell me to move here? What was happening at that point? I also think we might have a quick timeout for, nope, skater is okay.
Yep.
Because they're youths and what? Then they're tough as hell. Serious says.
They're made out of rubber, so yeah.
They are. But like, dang, good job, Skeeter Swift.
Yeah, Skeeter took a heck of a shot right to that sternum that I know is painful.
I just got a text from my child that said, "Can I have some cookie dough? There's only 2 pieces left."
I mean,
first of all, I know darn well when we left, there was more than 2 pieces. And no one has messaged me to ask me if they can have cookie dough. And the other child is allergic.
Oh.
So there has to be a point where this child has had cookie dough. I think what is happening is he's realizing that it's going to be gone.
Or do you need to check in on your other child?
I'm going to step away for a minute to, you know what? They're taking care of the pups, and they're doing a great job. Also, it's nice of him to even message me. That's him telling me pretty much I ate them all. But he's making it of, can I just have these 2 last ones? What happened to all the other ones?
I was all excited. We found a favorite one that's a Kroger brand one, but that's a cookie dough that we like. And for whatever reason, we went to the store the other day and all of it was on clearance for like $2 a package. So we bought all of it and throw it in a deep freeze. Who's out there?
Oh, serious! I'm getting another message from our corn-fed friends. So I broke my ankle 10 years ago. Actually, this April, Easter, 10 years ago on Easter, and ever since then, I have been the honorary holder of the knee scooter for anyone who injures themselves. So I think today on our way home, Sirius, we might be picking up the knee scooter and taking it for a loaner for somebody. So that knee scooter has had many lives. I bet there are people listening who have used my knee scooter. I should have had everybody who's used it sign it.
Oh, you should have. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna start it now. Starting now, when you use the knee scooter, you get to sign your name on it. Like with a silver Sharpie or something.
Yep.
That'd be fun. Okay, Venus was the lead jammer in that one and called off the jam after scoring 11 points. So Banshee's outscoring Vette City there.
So they're sending Scorpion to jam.
We're about halfway through the second half. My avocado bagel is looking at me. I got 15 minutes till I get to eat it.
I mean, you're most of the way through it.
It's so good. What is this place called? The Bagel Company? Bloomington Bagel Company. Locally owned and boiled? Boiled.
Yeah, bagels are boiled.
Boiled?
Yeah.
I thought they were baked.
After they're boiled,
Bagels are boiled?
like pretzels.
Sirius just goes, who's on first?
We're doing who's on first.
No, but did you know they were boiled? Sirius? He's telling me to watch the game. Scorpion is in the lead. Look, you get me talking about food, and you know it's over. Lego Blocks has a lovely halter ref jersey that we are getting to admire. One of Sirius's favorite things is refs being in his shot, which I have told him time and time again. You can't make the refs move away from the cameras. They get to be where they can see the best. Unfortunately for Sirius, refs have a little, on the hierarchy of things, the refs
Slightly
are
more
above
important.
him.
Slightly. Yeah, no, I've been to London a few times, and our favorite bagel place in London actually imports their water from New York City.
For boiling.
Yes.
Why am I so baffled that bagels are boiled?
Not for very long.
Did you know bagels are boiled? Bagels are boiled?
Not for very long. Just quickly.
I mean, I know that, like, donuts, those are fried.
I forget what it is. It's like water and baking soda, but yes.
Seriously, I cannot handle this right now. And you purposefully, you brought me back to it. I had moved on.
Yep.
Venus and Nightshade jamming for their respective teams. Oh, Moon. I feel blind. Moonatic. I like that. Rooting for Spelunker 84 VCRD. Nightshade getting through for 4 points and being told to call it, and Nightshade does. After getting 4 more points for Vette City. Both teams are above that century mark now. B-Town has cut in a little bit. They've been getting some good points in the second half. But you know what they're getting even more? Learning opportunities.
Yeah.
About bagels.
Now it's his one. You brought us right back. What else do you want to talk about bagels?
Yeah, you brought us back to the bagels. Why do they call it schmear instead of cream cheese? Do you know where that comes from?
No, because I don't like cream cheese.
What?
I don't like cream cheese, period.
Okay, Eric. Why? How?
Yeah, I'm that weird guy. Yeah.
Look what Sirius is doing.
I know.
Literally eating a bagel in front of me.
This is why we should be perfectly allowed to talk about all the bagel activity we want.
Sirius, if you're not careful, I'm just going to start eating on air, and everybody's going to have to listen to my eating sounds. Artful Dodger is through. Mad Max is also through behind Artful Dodger. Let's see if Artful is going to run it or if he's going to call it. And he decides to call it before Mad Max can score any points. Penalty box is empty.
Max, yeah, they're making Max earn that milk.
Well, yeah,
Max
wasn't jamming very much in the first half, but now, T-Rex.
Correct.
Is usually a main jammer, so I guess they've decided Max just, you know what, you've got energy, you keep going.
I'm sure it's half gallon of milk is sitting over here somewhere.
Oh, I hope it's cold.
I mean, it sits there for the whole game.
No, really?
Yes.
Does he not bring a cooler?
No. It's just a plastic half gallon of milk.
This is an important conversation that needs to be had. We should not be drinking warm milk. Somebody needs to tell Max.
I have attempted.
Oh, Lego is demonstrating again.
Yeah. Right in the way.
Well, Lego gets to, because the refs are important, and them being able to see is more important than us being able to see. Max taking a little tumble to the inside. Bella Blizzard jamming for the first time for Vette City, but is headed to the penalty box on a cut track call. Max getting pushed to the outside by Discord. Poison Dart says, hey, Discord, stop it. And slows Discord down from taking Max too far back. Did Max just do a dance?
Kind of.
That was cute. Oh, this... Max getting a little bit of offensive help here. Everybody trying to move forward. Is Bella Blizzard back on the track? I can't tell. Max. Oh, no,
Yep.
there's Bella Blizzard.
Yep.
Okay.
Started to go the wrong way. Coach told her to come back and take the short way around.
Do you know how often I see skaters? Because we used to only be able to go one direction to go to the penalty box.
Correct.
But now you can go either direction. And last night in particular, I saw multiple skaters get called like on turn 1, and they could have just gone right back to the penalty box, but then they would go from, because skaters are used to going left, they would go from turn 1, they would go turn 2, turn 3, and I was just like, no, just turn around and go the other way, and you would get there so much faster. You think it's just because they're used to going left? Sirius says he thinks it should be just one direction. Why? Oh, for danger, safety.
Because I guarantee most of the time, if a skater is to hit an official, that's usually
They're going
when
the
it
wrong
happens. It's
direction.
because they're going the wrong way.
So do you think they're just trying to be safe by going the longer way? But it's just, I don't know. I would be like, I would want to take the shortest path because that 30 seconds doesn't start till you sit down.
Yeah.
You clearly don't have a big opinion about this.
It's. I mean, I train the kids to get there as quickly as possible.
Whichever direction?
Whichever way you can go that's faster, just do that.
Just not through the track or on the track.
Yes.
You have to get off the track.
Yeah.
Also, I'm feeling like I might need to go do some track repair. This track falling apart at the front of turn 2 here is driving me crazy.
Oh, I see that.
It's like up off the ground, and I'm like, oh.
It's not too bad.
No.
It just looks bad.
I just don't want a skater to trip on it. Scorpion taking a hit. Discord is all over it today.
She should have stayed inside. I love the run back on the turn.
Oh, because it's depending upon the angle you take.
Yeah, it's all about the geometry.
Skeeter Swift getting called on a cut. I said that 20 seconds after Skeeter Swift was in the box, though. So
yeah,
I'm really doing well today. Skeeter Swift is coming out of the box from that cut that I totally noticed. And through. Oh, we did a little bit of the limbo, but stayed on skates, upright and inbounds.
I'm impressed. Vette City, as a team with only 6 penalties total. That's
Really?
pretty good. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is really good.
Playing very smart.
No one has more than 1 penalty. 7 penalties total. It just changed
They
to
just
7.
got their 7th one. Yeah.
I think you made it happen, Eric.
I did. The announcer's curse.
It is. Whenever I say somebody, ooh, that person's really doing great, they go to the penalty box,
and
like as I'm talking. Oh no! And now
then
they have
left
2.
the box early.
That has been one of the more common penalties I've seen today from the skaters. Is the illegal procedure penalty of leaving the box too early. You've got to stay in that box.
Yeah, I think we realized that a lot of the kids, and even some of the adults, do it when it's if your last digit of your number is the same. Okay. Oh, another foul out.
Another foul out.
Yeah, that you tend to if your last digit is 4, and you hear 304 go, and you just think, oh, I'm the number 4 go.
Look at the sign. That's cute. I love it. And I was talking yesterday about the sign-making station that you all had, and I think that's such a good idea. I would love to see other people have like a sign-making station as you come in, because a lot of times people don't have anything to do when they get to a roller derby game. But if they had markers and poster board, I think people would have so much fun just making signs, and that's like a nice little memento for the skaters to have, and then people have something fun to cheer people on with. I think more people should do that.
Yeah, we have. I'm going to say luckily, because I think it is great. We have enough skaters that we have the luxury of having that. We can. Hey, we got 15 playing here, 16, 17 with alts. The rest of you come in. Everybody else in our league, at least as far as juniors is concerned, is required to be there, barring, life circumstances and extreme things. But so when the whole team is there, there's 40 some skaters that we have. So it's when only 15 of them are playing. It's like, yeah, let's do this. Let's all make signs and go. And we all, we made them all sit together and cheer as a team. So
I love it.
Try to build that unity.
What dance are they all teaching each other over there? Is it the Macarena? You think it is? Yeah, I think it's the Macarena.
I'm not sure.
She's so proud of herself. Look, I did the dance. I would really like them all to do it at the same time. That would be more fun, but I don't think they can hear me.
I think it was all interpretive.
Interpretive dance. The interpretive Macarena. You know what dance they need to learn is Vogue. That's the one that I did when I was young. The Madonna dance, Vogue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm currently doing it right now, but you can't see. Oh, look at that. Look at all the red on the screen there. Lots of penalties. Abomination with the first time being a lead jammer this game. Second time?
Second time. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. Thank you. See, when I don't have somebody to correct me, I just keep going with my misinformation. Eric's here to give us the real facts. 7.5 minutes left in this game. Both jammers now out on the track. Oh, sad Max.
I watched it happen, and I was standing here doing the directional signal because
you were,
and Lego called it, and I was like, "Yep."
Yep, there it is. So Max is going to sit in the penalty box and be sad, Max, but that's okay. We did have
fifth.
Really, so we have 2 skaters right now on 5. We've had 2 foul out for the Banshees. Vette City continued to stay pretty clean the whole game, and we've got a little bit less than 7 minutes left, and only 2 skaters really at risk of fouling out.
Nope, that's going to be
yeah,
a delay of game.
They did not
jammer.
field a jammer, so that will be delay of game 2. Who's the captain now? It's Max.
It's Max.
Oh no.
It's going to be his 6th.
Poor Max. It's going to be really sad, Max.
Really sad, Max.
Poor Max. I think somebody's going to tell him. Look, there's Max's face. Max is like, okay. How many?
I mean, I don't imagine Max ever being sad.
Really?
Not really.
That's good.
Max is always pretty happy.
Well, you know what? My favorite Max moment was when, during the juniors tournament, when Max hit his head, and then the medics went over, and he just shouted over to you and goes, "Eric, I'm out." And you go, "I know." Or no, I think you said, "I figured." Yeah. And it was just the cutest. Like, most skaters would be mad that they got taken out of the game. Most skaters would be like frustrated. And he was just like, "Hey, I'm out." Like, yep. It was just very matter of fact. Just the way it is. Oh, Brandy Thompson is shouting out to all the refs and the penalty box timers. Yes, absolutely. We love all of our volunteers, and we appreciate them all so, so, so incredibly much. And we are so grateful to have them. I think I might even have a list of some of them. We've got Tough Tone as our head skating official.
Yes.
And who is joined by Higgs Bosom, Lego Blocks, Lock'em Sock'em, Bambi Thumper, Harley Sin, and Sunflower. And then our NSO team, we have a ton of people. Our head NSO is Toy Box, who is joined by Mr. Bruise Guy, Andrew, Crash, Camaro Car Fight, Mauger, At Your Cervix, Purple Fury, Canon Fodder, Stevie Hits, Heather, Chromatos, Angel of Anger, Spinsterella, Cramit the Frog, Skatanic Panic, Donuts, TNT, Nightmare, Rogue, and Donuts.
They don't boil donuts, though. Those are fried.
I know donuts are fried. I am super baffled about... Now you're just enjoying getting me confused again about the whole boiling of donuts. I really want somebody in the chat to tell me they also didn't know that donuts are boiled, because I always thought that they were just baked.
Donuts aren't boiled.
You lied?
Bagels are baked.
Oh, that's what I meant. Why do I... It's been a long derby weekend, and it's not even a tournament.
It has.
Maybe it's because it's not a tournament. Like, we've got a lot of gear that we have to... Well, that Sirius has to set up.
It is a lot. I can vouch.
Yes, Eric is very helpful. Derby date night, we are always the first ones in and the last ones out for every game that we do, because as much as, you know, you're looking at the skaters, what you don't get to see is the fact that right now Eric and I are looking at 4 screens. Sirius is looking at his own 4 screens, and we have many, many cameras and all sorts of other things. What were you going to say, Eric?
I was like, yesterday, I was there before you.
Oh.
I left after.
Okay, well, aside
close,
from
though.
the people
Most
who
of
let
the time you
the
are,
people
yeah.
who let us in and out are
Correct.
usually with
Correct.
us. 4.5 minutes left in this game. These skaters have done a very good job today. If you are watching a skater and you want us to shout something out that you saw them do that you thought was great, go ahead and type it in the chat and we will give them a little bit of a shout out. Also, if you have any skaters that you would like to nominate for Skater of the Game, go ahead and put their name here in the chat and we could run a little poll. We don't have a whole bunch of you, so we might just call everybody the Skater of the Game for this one. Lovely with okay, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that Lovely's? Love has Love. I think Lovely has not been jamming very much. So good job, Lovely, getting out and not forcing the call off because Nightshade doesn't look like they're going to call it off. AOA is nominating Max as Skater of the Game. I mean, with as much as we've been talking about Max, you know, that is a good one. Ooh, Nightshade threw on the outside. 4 more points for Vette City. Is Lovely the lead?
Yes.
Ah, Lovely is calling it now.
I can appreciate that, though. You know, you're a new jammer. Just try it. Fight a little bit. See how you do.
It's so hard to have the awareness of not only, like, doing your job as the jammer, but knowing when to call it. Those are two those use, like, 2 different parts of the brain, I feel like. Just like offense and defense. You know, trying to do both offense and defense, it's really, like, your brain almost has to, like, be on two different, what's the word? Jillian says Swift. PMG says Fire. These are great skaters. We've seen them do some wonderful things. Slay's Anatomy jamming for, I think, the first time. Getting lead jammer. Scorpion jamming for the Banshees. I like that name, Slay's Anatomy. Very cute. Yeah, Skeeter Swift Jillian has done a great job today.
Yep.
A star pass for B-Town Banshees to Venus. And Slay's Anatomy decides to call it. Two minutes left in this game. And then I get to eat my bagel. That was boiled, I guess.
We're just keeping Sirius on his toes over there.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
The amount of looks I got yesterday, when I go off script, which I don't have a script, but I do go off whatever script Sirius has for me in his head, the looks that I get that you all do not get to see, but Eric gets to see them. Luckily, I don't let them affect me. Mad Max is your lead jammer, but in front of Mad Max is that Nightshade or Artful Dodger? I can't tell. I think that's Nightshade. Nope,
no,
Artful Dodger. And Max is through. Artful Dodger also through.
Throwing the announcer's curse out there. Could be the last jam if they don't call it.
1 minute left. I don't know. Are they going to just run it? Would you, if you were the coach right now?
Nah, in this instance, I always opt for more derby.
Okay. You'd like to, yeah.
I would call this with about 10 seconds left to burn a timeout. Just to play more.
Just
I mean,
to
especially
play
at
more.
this level because you're just trying to
This
teach
is just
kids
experience. These jammers are both doing a great job getting through the pack. Artful Dodger having scored 16 points in this jam. This could be the biggest point-scoring jam for Artful Dodger of the day. PMG, I nominate Max for Banshee and Discord for Vette. All right, 18 seconds left in this game. I think you might beat announcer's curse.
Oh, no.
Little jammer on jammer. Great job to all of the skaters. That is the end of the game. Do we want to officially choose a skater of the game, Eric?
No.
Out of these nominations? Are we just going to go for all of them?
Do I want to? No.
Out of Max and Fire and Swift and Discord?
Feel free.
Okay.
I leave that honor upon you.
Oh, you're going to leave it on me. All right. I think I'm going to go with PMG, and I'm going to have Max as the jammer of the game, but I am going to choose Discord for the blocker of the game.
There you go.
There we go. And with all that said, this was a wonderful morning, and we are going to stick around for another game. So stay tuned, go grab some snacks, and come right back in about 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to be playing another game between Vette City and Boomington Blockheads. Thanks for joining us here on Derby Date Night. Good afternoon and welcome to Derby Date Night Brunch Edition. Or maybe now it's Lunch Edition. It was Brunch Edition earlier. Now it's Lunch Edition.
Definitely lunch.
Definitely lunch. We are live at Western Skateland in Bloomington, Indiana, where we are getting ready to see the Boomington Blockheads, who are going to be battling Vette City Roller Derby from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Before we begin, let's introduce ourselves. You are watching Derby Date Night, where we bring you live roller derby in and around the Midwest. I'm Aria Kidding Me, your play-by-play announcer with all the action and a peppering of off-topic commentary and some silly jokes. Behind the camera is Seriously, my forever date night, and the real brain behind the operations. Not only our technical producer-director, he also has to keep me focused while pressing all the right buttons. And one of our very favorite third wheels is joining us today. We've got Coach Eric on the stats with the peppering of on-topic commentary.
Yes, bagels in hand and ready to continue talking about it.
Oh, the bagels. If you listen to the last game, you'll know we had a debate about bagels. Why don't you tell us, chat, did you know bagels are boiled? We learned, well, Aria learned this in the last game, and I had no idea that bagels were boiled, but the more you know, rainbow emoji. For those of you who don't know what we do here at Derby Date Night, we bring you good roller derby and bad jokes. Every stream we have a theme for our jokes, and today is no different. I ran out of Muppets jokes last night, so we have now transitioned to racing jokes since we are at the home of the Little 500, which is something I learned, a bike race that happens in Bloomington. And this weekend was the weekend, so we're going to be telling some racing jokes. If you are just finding us for the first time, welcome. We'd love to interact with our community, who we call our third wheels, and we would love to have you along for the ride. We love our Derby Date Nights, and we want to keep bringing you Derby action. If you want to be a bigger part of Derby Date Night, aside from joining and subscribing, you can join our membership program. Becoming a member not only helps create even more awesome content, it also unlocks even exclusive perks just for you. Eric, you're a third wheel member, and you can become one by scanning this QR code here. It'll take you right to the membership page to become a member. You get access to things like bonus content, shout outs in our videos, members only badges, and even sneak peeks at our upcoming episodes. You get to know before everybody else where we're headed next. Plus, your support helps us travel to more Derby events, improve our videos, and keep the Derby love rolling strong. So if you want to be a bigger part of the Derby Date Night crew, hit that join button, and you can have your name be scrolling across the screen, just like all of these wonderful people who support our channel. Eric, you are here. You are, oh my God, Michael Kwan got a gift membership.
It worked.
Michael Kwan, you're a member now for a month. Eric, thank you so much.
It's like gambling on roulette, just hoping to go
Eric,
black. Go
Eric
black,
has given 5 gift memberships to 5 of you watching right now in the chat. Thank you so much, Eric, for helping support our stream. And these 5 people will now have the benefits of being a member for the next month, and they can decide whether or not they'd like to keep that going after this month. Thanks so much. You spoil us.
I try.
Well, we are excited for this fun game between these two teams. Boomington Blockheads, who are a part of Bloomington Roller Derby. We traveled here to Bloomington last night after our games at Circle City with Vette City, and we decided to just follow Vette City around the state this weekend. So we saw Vette City last night. We're going to see some Vette City today. So looking forward to some great roller derby. We're going through our introductions right now. One of the things that I'd like to point out to you from Vette City Roller Derby, you want to keep your eye out for number 40, and that is the Grim Roller. The Grim Roller is a junior, and right now, the Grim Roller today is about to skate in their very first adult game. So congratulations to the Grim Roller, number 40. Michael Kwan begrudgingly says, thanks, 24/7.
Hey, you're welcome.
Tiny says, who is Ann Ike? If you want your name changed on the membership, maybe we should work on updating that. We usually go with whatever your name is on here. Oh, Sierra says we have to use the name that you show on here. So if you want to change your name, Ann Ike, who's Tiny and Mighty, then I don't know how to change your roller derby name, though. So
You have to change your Google profile.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of changing you have to do.
Yeah, well, or your YouTube profile.
Sometimes I see people's real names on here, and I'm like, I know who that is, but that's not their derby name. All right, we are already underway. We've got Shreddy Mercury for the Boomington Blockheads. And Boomington gets lead. Oh, Styles gonna help you change it. Yay! Styles got it. And Slip Happens was jamming for Vette City there, but that jam will come to an end. 0-0. No points are gonna be scored in that very first jam. Michael Kwan, I did not get a chance to say this last night, but I noticed that we had been talking about how Carl keeps choosing the wrong team to win. Whichever team Carl seems to choose is not necessarily the one that wins. And I did notice, Michael Kwan, that you told Carl last night to root for me today. I'm very aware of this. So I don't know what's going on here with you, Michael, but I don't know if I appreciate it. So Boomington did I guess sneak those 3 points, and has taken an early lead. Killdeer currently jamming for Boomington, and Sugary is jamming for Vette City. Killdeer out as the jammer for Boomington. Sugary following about 10 feet behind. I just heard the bench yell, "Hit it and quit it." So Killdeer is going to come in and do exactly that, a hit it and a let's call it, and it'll be good. Did she grab any points, though? That's the question. Nope, no points gained from either team. We're trying something new today, and we've got Eric on stats for me today, so he's gonna be helping let us know where we're at with like jammer percentages and any of the interesting stats that I don't seem to manage to keep a track of when I'm announcing.
I'm trying to.
Michael Kwan says, I have to make sure that the teams and skaters are safe as an official. Announcers, outside my control. You know, that's true. I'm out of a lot of people's control, including Sirius's, and he gave me a microphone. That's his fault, I would say. All right, Higgs Bosom jamming for Boomington Blockheads, and Micro Machina for Vette City. Micro Machina back in the back of the pack. Higgs finding that space at the front will be your lead jammer for Boomington Blockheads. Micro Machina pulling towards the front, just has to get past one blocker, is able to do so and stay in bounds as Higgs Bosom comes around on a scoring pass. Takes a hit from Billy Psycho and calls the jam after scoring 2 points for Boomington. Looks like Higgs is saying she's pretty sure she got more, which doesn't surprise me because I was talking to Higgs yesterday, and I know she counts every single hip that they pass.
Yes.
Yes, very, very important to Higgs to make sure that all those points are gotten. Michael Kwan, look, you have a wheel next to your name now. Isn't it pretty? Boomington at 5 now with Vette City at 0. Lego Blocks jamming against Foxy Tosin. That's a great name. I like it.
It's good, yeah.
A little bit of a jumble up here at the front. Penalty on one of the Boomington blockers, but Vette City with their first lead of the game. Foxy Tosin out with the lead, but Lego is going to be close behind as these two jammers are going to race around to the pack. Rhonda rooting for Slip Happens. Your family in Southwest Virginia is cheering your team on. Aw, hi everybody in Virginia. Great to have you here today on this beautiful Sunday. I assume we're yet again in a place with no windows, so I assume it's nice outside. It was nice when we drove in.
There's one way over there.
Way over there? Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. I see some daylight. Sergeant Slice jamming for the Blockheads, and Slip Happens for Vette City. Slip Happens getting to the front, trying to slide around on that inside line, finding no space, decides to go straight through the tripod, hoping to get past Killdeer and sweeping over to the inside, up on those toe stops, staying inbound and upright to grab lead jammer for Vette City. Meanwhile, Sergeant Slice has that star off, has handed it to Killdeer, who takes a quick hit from Hexecutioner, which is going to slow Killdeer down. Killdeer now jammer of record, getting through on that initial, which means she is now eligible to score points, but is not going to be able to because Slip Happens is going to call that jam. All right, Michael, you have a good weekend and as well, and we're going to work on that safe drive home because Sirius told me he is tired. We've been traveling a lot this weekend. And you've been following us around, Eric.
I mean, well, I didn't have to follow you to Indy because I was
Oh,
there.
yeah, you live in Indy, and yeah. So, really, you just came to hang out with us here in Bloomington.
Yeah. Got to come to southern Indiana every once in a while.
Yeah, southern Indiana. Yes, Eric thinks everything south of Indy is southern, everything north of Indy is northern Indy.
Pretty much.
Northern Indiana.
Yeah.
Van Gogh jamming for the Blockheads and Sugary for Vette City. Sugary is the one pulling the pack to the front right now. All 4 blockers focused on blocking. Some having to bridge as this pack is starting to spread out to the front. Sugary up against Higgs' bosom doing some blocking, but they have to let her go, and Sugary becomes your lead jammer for Vette City. Vette City hoping to change the lead here, which could happen in just a minute. Van Gogh did do a star pass, and Higgs' bosom is now the jammer of record for Boomington, but Higgs will not be able to score any points as the jam was called, which is exactly what a pivot is supposed to do.
Cut that as short as you can.
Yep. All right, getting ready for that next jam. Looks like we've got a pivot from Vette City in the penalty box. So Boomington's got the 4-3 pack advantage. Looks like Shreddy Mercury on the line for Boomington Blockheads and Micro Machina for Vette City. Shreddy finding some space and getting through very quickly to grab lead jammer for Boomington. Micro Machina is hoping to find some space, but stuck at the back of the pack. Shreddy was able to come through and just sail right through to grab 4 points. Shreddy's quick.
Yeah.
Quick around the track here. Micro Machina was able to get out and forces that call off, but not before Boomington pulls a little bit further ahead. 11-8.
10, 11.
10.
They keep
I
adjusting.
said 11 a second ago. Who knows? I just took a sip of my water, forgetting that it's not Coke anymore. It was Coke Zero earlier, and now it's water. And when you
Always a
expect one
surprise.
thing and you drink the other, you know what the worst one is, though? It's the orange juice to milk. When you
Oh,
think
yeah.
you're drinking one of them and you drink the other, it is the grossest, weirdest thing. Anyway, Foxytocin is the lead jammer for Vette City. Killdeer trying to get out. Gonna have to get past Controlled Chaos first, and all the rest of the blockers that have recycled to the front of the pack. Foxytocin is in the pack on a scoring pass right now, getting slowed down by the Boomington blockers. Being pulled further back, all 4 Boomington blockers focused on defense. Killdeer still struggling at the front of the pack, kind of moving side to side, hoping to find some space. Takes a little hit to the inside line, and it's going to be pulled all the way back by Billy. Now Foxy is using sheer force to push forward as much as she can and gets through for 4 points for Vette City. Killdeer still on their initial. Killdeer is now through and will be eligible to score points if Foxytocin does not call the jam. Foxy's going to try and score some more points here and then call the jam while getting hit. Always impressive. But was able to grab some more points there. Boomington now only with a 1-point lead.
No.
How are we doing with jammers
There they
so
go.
far, Eric?
Now they're fixing score.
Oh, there we go. Nope, Vette City is the ones who scored more points there. So
I was gonna say.
we've had a lead change.
It's actually really interesting. Vette City's running a pretty standard 4-jammer rotation, but Bloomington looks like they're in a 6-jammer rotation.
Yeah, I keep seeing different names, so let's see
Yeah.
if that continues. All right, Higgs Bosom jamming for Boomington, and Slip Happens for Vette City. We've seen both these names up here before. Slip Happens is currently on that inside line trying to get lead jammer and is able to get through and grab that status. Meanwhile, Higgs Bosom had that star off but did not need to pass it. They were able to get out of the pack and is chasing down Slip Happens, who sees Higgs coming and says, I'm going to just call this jam and prevent you from getting any points.
0-0.
Renee says, Foxy on fire. We haven't had very many 0-0s, have we? But it has been low scoring. We are already in jam 9, and we only have 15 to 11. And we're in jam 9, and we're only 10 minutes into the game. So it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Johnny
quick.
Pepper!
Yeah, quick jams.
Johnny, hi! Greetings from Texas. Well, greetings from Bloomington, Indiana. The southern part of Indiana, as you said, Eric.
Southern Indiana. It's a different accent down here.
Shreddy Mercury jamming for Boomington Blockheads, and Sugary for Vette City. We don't have a lead jammer established, and I feel like this is maybe the slowest it's taken so far. But looks like Shreddy is trying to pull the pack, just has one more blocker to get through, and does so to become lead jammer for Boomington. Meanwhile, Sugary is all stuck in a mixed-up pack, but does a little bit of juke into the inside to get through, and is going to be chasing down Shreddy Mercury, who took a little bit of a tumble there and is taking a second to recover. Fresh meat cheering on Vette City. Love to see that, Angela. I love it when we've got newer skaters watching their teammates play. We were just talking during the first juniors game when Eric was saying the best way to learn derby is to watch derby.
Always.
Always a good way to learn the game. Hey, I'm still learning the game, and I've been in the derby community for like 15 years at this point. And I'm still like, what was that penalty again? I'm getting better. Sirius has been quizzing me on penalties. So I'm starting to learn. Sergeant Slice jamming for Boomington, and Micro Machina for Vette City. Micro Machina on that inside line, managing to stay inbounds and upright to get through as your lead jammer, but is going to be chased closely by Micro Machina. These jammers are going to race, and Micro Machina notices that the pack sped up and said, no, that's not worth it. We're going to go with a 0-0. That's 2 in a row. 3 in a row?
2.
Yeah, we're in jam 11, and there's only 15 points and 14 points. This is going to be a low-scoring, quick game, I think. Hey, look, we got 42 viewers. That's my number. And the answer to life, the universe, and absolutely everything.
Of course.
Of course.
Do you have your towel?
Towel?
You can't make a Hitchhiker's Guide reference without making the other Hitchhiker's Guide reference.
No, I just do the one Hitchhiker's reference. Van Gogh jamming for Boomington. Look, there are things I don't know, Eric, like that you boil a bagel, which is ridiculous to me. Also, I only know one Hitchhiker's reference. Foxy Tosin jamming for Vette City and is through as your lead jammer. Van Gogh approaching the pack and will not be able to score any points as that jam will be called. You know what you boil? You boil like fish. You have a lobster boil. You don't have a bagel boil. Like, I just learned this. I just learned that you boil bagels, and I'm just baffled by this information, and I cannot get over it. I'm baffled by boiled bagels. Johnny, you have your toothbrush. What do you have your toothbrush for? You know who Johnny Pepper is, right, Eric? He's my favorite Texas announcer. We got to announce together at Skate Wars and had just the best time, and I hope we get to do it again sometime. Shreddy Mercury, the lead jammer for Boomington Blockheads. Slip Happens for Vette City. Following Shreddy Mercury. And 4 points for Boomington. Wait a second. How is this tied? They were apart by 1 point, and then Boomington got 4, and now they're tied?
Yeah, the leads that Vette City has, they're scoring slightly more points.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting less lead, but scoring more points as of right now.
All right, well, we got a tie game.
Yeah.
I don't have a sound effect for tie. I also don't have a sound effect for lead change, as Sirius is well aware, and the rest of you, because I keep saying it. He's pouting. Killdeer is your lead jammer for Boomington, hoping to get this tie to a lead for Boomington, but Sugary is not going to want to let that happen. Killdeer approaching the pack on that first scoring pass, taking a hit to the inside. Killdeer decides to call it and hoping that they got some points, and I believe they did, and Boomington takes the lead, 21-18. Tell me what's going on with the jammers.
I mean, like I said, that's the big surprise to me is the amount of leads that Vette City has is so much. I've only had 4.
Oh.
But it's still a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Compared to Bloomington's, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Oh wow! So they've had double the leads, but Vette City is managing to get that call off when they don't get lead.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Higgs, let's go! All right, Higgs jamming for Boomington Blockheads. Do you know why Higgs' number is 0.734? It's something scientific.
Yes, it has to do with the amount of the Higgs boson, how it contributes mass to the universe. It has to do with like an atomic weight or something to that effect of
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Higgs is a professor, right?
Particle physicist, yeah.
Of course.
Way smarter than I am, is what she is.
And Higgs is in the pack on a scoring pass. Going to try to extend that lead a little bit here for Boomington, and Higgs is through. Talking to Higgs yesterday was delightful because I noticed, and it's so, hearing you say that Higgs is a particle physicist, I noticed that Higgs analyzes everything, which does not surprise me for a scientist. Everything about this game, everything about, how to score, when to call it, and just being able to, Higgs is playing both the physical game and the mental game all at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Love to see it. Bringing Boomington to 29, Vette City at 18.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very fun to sit down with her and be like, okay, here's this play. Let's analyze this, and we could do that. The single 2-minute jam. It would take us 30 minutes.
Freddie Mercury jamming for Boomington and Foxy Tosin for Vette City. I feel like Foxy's had a couple lead jam statuses, so you're going to tell me if I'm right or not.
Just the one
Just
that I see, anyway.
Oh, they're having a hard time getting past these tripods here. Shreddy pulling the pack towards the front at the first turn. Got one more blocker to get past. That's throwing Fitz, the captain of Boomington Blockheads, with the one-on-one blocking there. Foxy Tosin is able to get through after 45 seconds. I think that was maybe the longest.
That's
longest challenge for a lead jammer. Shreddy Mercury still fighting that pack as Foxy Tosin comes through to grab 4 points. Vette City is like, you know what? I know you want to stretch that lead, Boomington, but don't think we're going to let you here. Foxy coming around. 11 minutes left in this first half. We're already 2/3 of the way through the first half. It's going so fast. Foxy through. Vette City takes the lead, and that's a lead change. Cha-ching! That's supposed to be a cash register sound, in case you were wondering, Eric.
I missed the sound effects. I know Sirius was all excited and super excited about all the sound effects.
Yeah, and we'd used some sound effects last year, and I found a whole bunch of new ones for this year. But he's been doing actually some really cool things that have nothing to do with sound effects that you may have noticed on our channel. What are you doing? He's about to do something.
Buttons.
Yep, he sure is.
A lot of them.
He's pushing a lot of buttons. A 12-point jam for Vette City.
It's going to be more than that.
Oh, 16-point jam for Vette City, and Foxy Tosin brings Vette City with a 9-point lead, which I didn't need to use the calculator for, but if I did, I now have my Derby Date Night calculator that was gifted to me by Boomington Blockheads, and I'm so excited to have my own nifty little calculator. Serious, we thought you were going to do a sound effect with all the buttons you were pushing, and then he did nothing. That was, you were just making us all excited about, ooh, maybe we're going to hear a sound effect. Nope. It's all on Aria right
Just
now.
waiting for a really fancy graphic.
Right,
or,
something.
yeah.
Something. He did absolutely nothing. Lead jammer going to Vette City, and slip happens. Meanwhile, Sergeant Slice, jamming for the Blockheads, has the star off, might be looking for Killdeer. Yep, gives that star to Killdeer, who is now going to be the jammer for... Oh, no, it looks like it might have been an illegal star pass. Killdeer coming back into the pack. Everybody kind of having a little bit of a tumble for a little bit of a banana jam. It's getting slippery out there. Slip happens, decided not, or Sergeant Slice did not end up passing the star. But after scoring 4 points, Vette City calls the jam. And we're going to move into the next jam. Those of you joining us for the first time, if you have never seen Derby Date Night before and don't know who we are, go ahead and, what did you say, Eric? Smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
I don't think I could sound like one of those YouTubers who says, smash that button.
Smash the like and subscribe.
Smash
hit the bell.
Like and subscribe.
Join the membership. Gift a few memberships if you're feeling especially generous today.
Eric, you have gifted 10 memberships to the viewers
yes.
in the last 2 days. It's so nice of you. We appreciate you so much.
I just want more members.
I know. We're above 50 now, from what Sirius tells me this morning. Higgs Bosom is your lead jammer for Boomington. Sugary is going to be chasing down Higgs. Higgs approaching the pack on a first scoring pass. Apex jump for 4 points and immediately calling it. And that's how you do it. If you want to shout out a skater that you see out there, if you want us to put your comment up on the screen, you can also send us a super chat by clicking down on that little $sign down there. Not only are you going to support that skater and be giving them a shout out, but you're going to be supporting our channel. And so we appreciate any super chats you want to throw out there, and so do the skaters. Do you want me to help you find your mouse?
I just want the time.
We have too many
there it
screens.
It's
There you
just
go.
changed.
Ah. Oh, we have got an official review happening. Is it an official review? Usually they will come over and tell us what it's about. What do you think it's about? What's your speculation, Coach Eric?
I'm not sure. I did go back and look, though, the star pass. Jammer was out of bounds when they attempted to star pass it.
So that's why it was.
Yeah.
They had needed to come back. Okay. Well, while we're waiting for the official review, you want to tell us anything you're noticing about the jammer statistics? Or is there still just no real pattern?
We have switched. Bloomington has switched back to more of a kind of a 3 jammer rotation.
Okay.
With kind of throwing those extra 3 people in as kind of the 4th person. If you're looking at that as a 4 jammer rotation. But Vette City has stayed
solidly
super
with the 3.
consistent. Yeah.
And how about lead percentages?
Oh gosh.
You don't have to say percentage. You can just say Vette City still has more.
Oh, yeah, Bloomington has quite a bit more.
Oh, yeah, really?
Like I said, it's just Vette City. I mean, Vette City's score, per jam has been, 7, 16, that kind of scores, whereas all of the Bloomington scores have been 3, 5 is their highest scoring jam so far. So
cool. Well, while we're waiting then for this official review, I got some racing jokes for you. Jokes. I was in a bar the other day when a girl asked me, "What do you do?" I responded, "I race cars." Screeching with excitement, she shot back, "Do you win many races?" "No, the cars are much faster." Why do Swiss drivers have the least number of Formula One victories? Okay, I know you're a Formula One fan, so the answer is not because Switzerland does not have a Formula One team. Let's pretend Switzerland has a Formula One team. Why would they have the least number of victories? Because they're always in neutral. Oh, no. Serious? Funny? No? Okay.
Get a smirk. Oh.
Golf clap from the Serious. I also got some quotes. That one got air. Wait, my jokes didn't make you laugh, but Sirius's golf clap sound
the golf clap
made
great.
You lose
it's
it.
So good. Oh my.
I also grabbed some racing quotes just for us to ponder. Just to ponder. Harry Hoagie from Days of Thunder. I don't know what is scary. Hoagie, hoggy, whatever. He said, no, he didn't slam you. He didn't bump you. He didn't nudge you. He rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is racing. It kind of made me think of Derby when people are like, he didn't hit you, he didn't slam you.
A little bit of rubbing going on.
A little bit of rubbing going on out here. And rubbing is racing. I liked it. And Mario Andretti said, the crashes people remember, like all the crowd. The crowd remembers the crashes, but the drivers, they remember the near misses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so true. Very true.
Well, they're announcing you can wave to your fans if you want to.
Oh, the in-house announcer. Derby Date Night, that's us, woohoo! Nutcase fan, go Vette City, put that work in. Vette City, I think this is going to be a close game all the way around for everybody today. They look so serious, all the discussing they're doing. Hey, they just said Delaware County Fairgrounds. Oh, because the Blockheads are going to be at Small Town Smackdown, which is happening in just a month. Are you planning on being there, Eric?
I should be.
Yeah? You guys aren't going to be, because your team's going to Canada at some point this...
In June.
In June,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
After.
Here comes some information. Thank you. Eric, you can help me explain this one after I say what it was.
Okay.
So Vette City was asking for a skating out of bounds penalty to be called on Higgs' bosom. I think was it Higgs' bosom after that apex jump? Is that on the blue jammer after the end of that jam?
No, it was.
Yeah, that's Higgs heading to the penalty box right now.
Okay, yeah.
So upon review, the refs agreed that there was a skating out of bounds that happened, and so Higgs will start this next jam in the penalty box. But now I'm confused. We got it. Okay. Thank you. So can you explain to me where the skating out of bounds happened?
So right at the end of that, Higgs attempted an apex jump, which didn't work. She didn't make it back onto the track.
Oh, I didn't notice that part.
And after landing out of bounds, which is fine to do on an apex jump as long as you continue back on the track, relinquish your position, get back on the track, but then made a derby move, as in calling off the jam. That is considered a derby move. So if you stay out of bounds and try to do that, they called the jam, but then that results in the skating out of bounds.
So calling the jam is a derby move?
Correct.
Okay. So, but what Higgs could have done was gone out of bounds and then called the jam, and that would have been okay? Or not? No.
Recycled.
Yeah, recycled. That's what I mean.
And then, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so this is a power jam then for Vette City and Micro Machina. And Higgs is back in. So now Micro Machina is lead jammer. Higgs is through on the initial, will be eligible to score points. Oh, Nutcase says, thank you, Derby Date Night, for always bringing us the action. You are so welcome. We've had such a fun weekend. This is our 5th game of the weekend. You know what happened last night, Eric? You know how we have a new puppy, Mr. Tater Tot? I found myself missing the puppy.
Oh.
Do I miss my teenagers? No, because I don't know if I told you this, but my youngest teenager yesterday asked me if we could bring food home on our way home last night. And I said, my dear child, we can bring you food home tomorrow. But we've been talking about this all week long. But he was like, hey, Mom and Dad, I need some food. Can you bring some? We said, sure, tomorrow. Tonight, you got freezer meals. You can do this. All right, Shreddy Mercury thought that she was lead jammer, but instead is headed to the box on a forearm penalty. So Vette City also thought they were going to become lead jammer, but Foxy Tosin is headed to the box on, I think that was also a forearm penalty.
It's your favorite.
My favorite. Yesterday we had so many. I was going to say forearm penalties are my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
But a Shanana Jam, which is a jammer switcheroo. So one jammer sits, the other jammer stands. The new jammer who just came is going to sit for just as long as the first jammer did. So these are going to be short penalties for both of them. But guess what? Guess what's going to be long?
The jam.
Yes. It's not going to be a short jam because we have no lead jammer. So these jammers are going to be here trying to score points. And right now, they're both still on their initial. They didn't make it out of the engagement zone before they got their penalty. So now they still have to make it through the whole entire pack. get out of the engagement zone, come all the way around before they can score any points. Shreddy Mercury did make it out and will now be in scoring position. Foxy Tosin, however, got a cut and will be headed to the box again. So this is now a power jam for Boomington and Shreddy Mercury. Boomington, I'm sure, is super excited about that because they're only down by 8 points. Shreddy getting slowed down a little bit here, with all the blockers focused purely on blocking. Foxy is standing in the penalty box, about to be released. Shreddy taking a huge hit to the inside from Controlled Chaos.
So close.
And that jam comes to its natural conclusion.
Got the points for it, though.
Got the points. Boomington 8, bringing us within 4 points. Looking at the penalties, they're pretty low overall. We've got one skater with 3, but everybody else with 2 or 1 penalties, so not too bad. Some love from the crowd. I'm guessing that might be a daughter or a relative blowing kisses to the Grim Roller, who is, oh no, that's not going to be a daughter because the Grim Roller is playing in their very first adult game today. So that's going to be probably a sibling or a friend. Number 40 out there in their very first adult game ever, which is a big deal for a junior skater. You've seen a few of these first adult games for junior skaters as a junior coach yourself.
Yeah, they're pretty surprised when they get to there. Sometimes they watch the kind of mid-level adult games and they're like, I could play in that, and then they go play in it and they realize it's slower and looks weird to them because the kids are so much faster. For a reason, because they're getting hit way harder.
Yeah. Slip Happens is the lead jammer for Vette City, but is not anymore because that was a back block, and Slip will be headed to the penalty box. So this is another power jam for Killdeer and Boomington Blockheads. This is also another long jam because this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes. Killdeer was able to get out of the pack with 3 minutes left in this first half. This has gone so fast. That was a loud power jam from the captain of the Boomington Blockheads. I think you all heard it in the background. Well, that was a big pile up, and Killdeer was like, you know what? I'm just gonna scooch right through here. Excuse me. Oh, I'm gonna scooch right by ya. And Killdeer grabbing. That was 3 points. There must have been someone that
Somebody
Killdeer.
was down. There was
yeah,
no
someone was
pass, no penalty
down.
in that.
And Killdeer threw for 4 points, and I believe the lead. No.
Close. So close.
Needs 1 more point, but Slip Happens is out of the box and also ready to score. 12 seconds left. Killdeer taking a hit. 4 seconds left in this jam. Killdeer, I think, might have made it all the way through. No, I think it was Vette City who made it all the way through. Let's see. Nope. I don't know. Yep. Vette City's still in the lead.
Just by a hair.
49-46. 2 minutes left in this first half. Whew, looking good. Okay, so Sirius and I have started a new thing. We are starting to do Skater of the Game. So if you have any nominations for Skater of the Game, you let us know and we will talk about it. And at the end, towards the end of the second half, we will be having you all vote on Skater of the Game. So if you want to throw any nominations in the chat and let us know who you want to vote for as Skater of the Game, the Skater of the Game will receive some beautiful Derby Date Night stickers, courtesy of Derby Date Night. And also just the joy of knowing that the chat voted for them as Skater of the Game. Higgs Bosom and Sugary on the line for their teams. Higgs Bosom finding some space on the inside, but it was not actually enough. And there was it a forearm?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, multiplayer.
Multiplayer.
Tried the whip off of a teammate.
Oh, the whip off the teammate that accidentally was blocking. Oh,
was challenged.
That's a tough one. So that means that Sugary from Vette City will be your lead jammer. And in this power jam, Boomington is getting ready for Sugary to approach the pack. Sugary taking a little tumble on the outside of between turns 3 and 4, but able to get through to grab 4 more points for Vette City. Higgs Bosom out of the pack through on their initial, and Sugary decides to call it. 53 seconds left. We are going to have one more jam in this first half. Oh. Oof. What's that called? Just because that was not during Derby. So that's just friends hitting each other, right?
Yeah, it kind of happens, but.
Oh, is that an official review?
I think so.
Sorry, say that again. Oh, Higgs was talking to the coach and saying, I want an official review on something. Now I'm just eavesdropping on their bench, which I'm going to not do that.
I think I can hear her, so I think she's wanting the official review on the multiplayer. Because she was like, nobody challenged my...
Oh, nobody challenged the whip?
my shirt whip.
Okay. I didn't see it. Did you see it, Sirius? Oh, jokes. Sorry. Oh, do you want to show penalties, Sirius? Before jokes? But
yeah.
people are really here
quiet
for the jokes, not the Derby. I know, every time we stop talking, I'm like, it's so quiet. All right, so we got a couple with 3. A couple with 2. Not too bad. Not too bad for the whole first half, especially considering we just watched the juniors game. I need to get used to the fact that juniors just have a lot more penalties. I think they are also, they call it, I don't know, do they call things differently with juniors, or is it called pretty much exactly the same?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, Eric's showing me the replay.
Right there.
Right there.
It's.
I can't tell. I can't tell based on the replay.
It's gonna be close. I mean, at this point, with a minute left, you've got your overview. You might as well use it.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Why not use it for a break? Sirius wants to know if he presses a button. He doesn't know what it shows, but he wants to press a button. So should we see what happens?
Oh yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
That's points per jam.
There you go.
Okay, explain what you think we're seeing here. On the top line is whether or not they were lead
So
for Boomington.
That's
the
probably
bottom line is Vette City.
Maybe.
We think we know. Boomington was challenging the whip and whether or not it was a multiplayer. And what did you decide? The officials, sorry, you don't get to decide. What did the officials decide? They did see that there was contact to the arms themselves, so it was challenging that connection, and the penalty will stand. But it's fine. You get one official review per half, and I know, Eric, that you always use it.
Try to.
Yeah. It's always good to have a nice little break. Vette City has taken the biggest lead we've had so far, which 11 points is always considered a very close game in roller derby. So this is not a big lead at all, actually. Shreddy Mercury jamming against Micro Machina as we go into what is likely the last jam of this first half. Vette City taking lead. Micro Machina coming around on a scoring pass while Shreddy Mercury took a hit to the inside. Micro Machina takes a big hit to the inside from Ginger the Avenger. Shreddy Mercury able to get out with a little help from Lego blocks there. I love watching blockers just help their jammer through. You know, go, you go. Shreddy coming around on a scoring pass and coming sailing through to grab 4 points. Micro Machina still in control of this game. Nope, not in control. See, that's the jammer curse right there. Getting a cut penalty, so this is going to be the last jam of the first half, and we are going to go the full 2 minutes. Now Boomington Blockhead has an opportunity to catch up here to Vette City, as they are, as long as Shreddy Mercury can score some more points, while Micro Machina waits in the penalty box. Shreddy trying to get through, takes a hit to the inside from out of control, the captain.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I know Micro's got at least a couple points in the pocket.
It's going to be close. We're going to go into halftime. We still have 30 more seconds, though, so I think Micro Machina right now is going to have an opportunity to score some points of her own.
She's got to re-earn those pocketed points, though, at this point.
Yeah. Yep. Both these jams. We're gonna go into halftime with a very, very close game.
Yep.
I love a close game. I know skaters would rather have their team winning and a blowout, but for Derby Date Night, we just want a close game. We love it. All right. Lego took the pass. And that jam comes to its natural conclusion. We have brought that score to 65-60. Looking at the schedule, I am pretty sure this is a 10-minute intermission, not a 15-minute intermission. So we will be back in just about 10 minutes for the conclusion of this incredibly close game. It is anybody's game right now. Let us know who you want us to vote for Skater of the Game. Put your nominations out there during halftime, and we will see you in a little bit. Thanks for joining us here on Derby Date Night. welcome back to Derby Date Night. You're joining me, Aria, kidding me with my Forever Date Night Seriously, and our third wheel, Coach Eric from Roller Derby 24/7, who's here doing some stats for us and keeping me entertained. Always fun. We are in the middle of this very close game between Boomington Blockheads and Vette City Roller Derby. It has been a fabulous game with lots of lead changes, and this is anybody's game. Eric, tell us a little bit about what's going on with the stats.
Well, effectively, it's a 2-to-1 lead percentage to Bloomington.
Oh, so Bloomington's getting lead like twice the amount of time.
Twice as much, yeah. They're just not scoring as many points.
Interesting, yeah, because they're not. You would think that would equal that they'd be winning.
Yeah, they've had 110, 19, 18, and then everything else like that is below 5 or 4 or less.
So even though Vette City's not getting lead, they're scoring all the points.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had the 16-point jam. That helps a ton. If the other team's only scoring 4 or 5 at a time.
Was that 16-point jam the biggest jam of the?
Yes.
Ah, all right. Well, we will see how things go as we jump into the second half. Foxy Tosin on the line for Vette City and Shreddy Mercury for Boomington Blockheads. There is no one in the box. If there had been at the end of the first period, we would have started them in the box with the second period. But we are starting with everybody out, and we are also starting with a lead jammer status for Foxy Tosin from Vette City. They said, we'll take your lead percentage and change that. So far, Vette City has the most leads in the second half.
They do.
They do.
100% of them. Infinitely
Foxy
more.
Pushing as hard as they can against Ginger, the Avenger. Ginger has to let her go. The star has been passed to the pivot for Boomington, throwing Fitz, who is now the jammer of record. Who got a track cut?
Power jam.
Power jam. Foxy Tosin. Be serious. It's like, look at the screen, Aria. All right, Foxy Tosin. I was looking at the track. Serious? Okay.
And we need a studio so we can set the wall up and just watch the screens.
I think we have too many screens.
There's a lot going on here.
Foxy Tosin in the box, which means Boomington just took the lead as Throwing Fitz coming out as a pivot, not only getting pivot points, but changing the dynamic of this game. 40 more seconds in this jam. We're going to go the full time. Foxy Tosin out of the box and into the pack. I believe Foxy's on a scoring pass here.
Yeah, should be.
Yep, Throwing Fitz getting slowed down at the back of the pack. Foxy pulling forward at the front of the pack, has got one more blocker to get past. I think that's Lego. Had to let her go, and Foxy grabs 4 more points.
That's
Vette City takes the lead. Another lead change. How many lead changes can we have in one jam?
I mean, theoretically.
What's the most you've ever seen?
40 points in a jam, so that would be 10 passes. So you'd have 5 lead changes each way. You'd have 10 lead changes.
But I think
20.
I've only seen, like, the most might be like 2 or 3 lead changes in one jam. Okay, now we're tied.
Oh, yep. After all that.
We're tied. After all that, yep.
Oh, we may be discussing scores, though. They sent the jam refs over to discuss score to make sure it's correct.
So who had that 16-point jam in the first half? Was that Slip Happens? You can tell me the number.
It was, I believe so, 43.
That's Foxy Tosin.
Oh, Foxy.
Foxy. And who had the biggest jam on the Boomington side?
70, Shreddy.
Shreddy Mercury?
Yep.
Oh, all right. I'm looking for my nominations for for the skater of the day. Got to see which blockers. I like to do like 2 jammers, 2 blockers from each team. So we'll see what we're thinking here. All right, Sergeant Slice for Boomington and Slip Happens for Vette City. Sergeant Slice pulling the pack towards the front on that inside line. Takes a hit to the inside, but is able to keep going and will become lead jammer for Vette City. That star is off, and Might be looking for the pivot here, which is Killdeer. Looks like that. They were like, both hands were on it for a while, but I think Killdeer did take the pass, and Killdeer will now be the jammer of record for Boomington. Nice tripod there at the front holding Killdeer. And Slip Happens getting through for 4 points for Vette City.
It's a good strategy. Hold it. Just hold it behind your back and have the jammer put it in your hand, and then you can still switch.
It's also nice when you put a pivot out there like Killdeer, who is also a jammer. You know, I mean, a lot of times people think pivots are, they're like, run it on the pivot. But, sometimes the pivot is a jammer too. Killdeer out. We got 30 seconds left in this jam. Slip does decide to call the jam.
You tend to see that when you have a jammer that gets a penalty at the end of a couple long jams, twice, 2 or 3 times in a row, and then it's like, okay, let's give them a little help. We'll put a jammer out there as a pivot so they can pass it off.
All right, getting ready for the next jam. Vette City has taken the lead here with 8 points. Van Gogh for Boomington and Sugary for Vette City. Sugary trying to get past Higgs Bosom, is able to get out and will be your lead jammer for Vette City.
Van Gogh only jammed a couple in the first half. They seem to be using them sparingly.
Yeah. Sugary getting slowed down by Tail Feather. And Higgs Bosom is taking the pass and is out and gets that call off from Sugary. But not before Vette City grabbed 2 points, bringing them to a total of 81. Lego blocks on the line for Boomington and Micro Machina for Vette City. Getting ready for the third jam in this second half. 10 points separating these two teams. All right, we're all mushed up at the front of the pack here. Lego trying to pull the pack to the front. Meanwhile, Micro Machina up on those hoppies, sweeping back and forth. Toe stops, takes a push to the inside. Getting pulled to the back there. Lego is through and will be your lead jammer. Micro Machina takes a big hit from Throwin' Fits, and both of them grinning at each other, but is able to keep going as Throwin' Fits did go out of bounds on that one. But slowed Micro Machina down enough that Lego Blocks is in there scoring some points and calling the jam off. Lego got 1 point. We got us a 9-point game. I thought it was going to be more than one.
It's the beauty of this sport. I love when you see that. Two people just completely obliterate each other and then get up and are like, great hit.
Great job.
You're awesome.
Love it. Foxytocin and Higgs Bosom both ready to jam. Was that one of those like nobody moved for a minute?
Yeah, for a second there.
I was like, I think the jam started, and Higgs is out with lead jammer for Boomington. Foxytocin out about 3/4 of a track behind. Higgs gonna try and score some points here. A little apex jump and calls the jam. That was pretty. Okay, Sirius told me to get ready to think about who I'm nominating, and I keep putting stars next to everybody's names. I don't think this is going to go well with me being the one making decisions. I'm like, oh, but that was really good. They did this well. I want to choose them all. Sergeant Slice for Boomington and Slip Happens for Vette City. Slip up on those toe stops on the inside line. Hoping to find some of that space. but getting a penalty for a back block. So Sergeant Slice, who was able to get through there, is going to be not only the lead jammer, but also have a power jam for Boomington, who is currently down by 5 points. This is not what Vette City wanted to see. Some O being done to clear out the inside, trying to help Sergeant Slice out. One of the things about a power jam, in order to take advantage of it, you gotta get those points. So figuring out how to manage this power jam is gonna be really important for Boomington here to help Sergeant Slice score some of those points. However, I think, nope, a blocker just got a directional. And Sergeant Slice finds that space, and 4 points for Boomington, bringing them within 1 point of Vette City. And that is the end of that jam. 1 point game, people. 1 point game. Woohoo! Like, I am feeling so excited, but I don't know if the crowd feels like it's still so quiet in here. It's like, I want some yelling and some screaming and some woo!
I think there's a good section of this crowd that's relatively new to Derby and is trying to figure it out.
They're like, I don't know what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Also, the scoreboard is behind the majority of the crowd, so I don't know if they know how close the score is, unless they would need to turn around. Sugary is your lead jammer for Vette City, but Shreddy Mercury is going to come out right behind, hoping to not let Sugary score very many points. Sugary currently in the pack on a scoring pass. Shreddy is chasing Sugary down. Sugary calls that jam before Shreddy can score any points.
Nil.
Oh, that was a 0-0. All right, we got Higgs Bosom on the line for Boomington and Micro Machina. We've seen this matchup before. Higgs Bosom will be lead jammer for Boomington. Micro Machina takes a little bit of a tumble with Executioner, is able to recover. Higgs coming up against a Blocktopus of blockers. Everybody focused on blocking. A Blocktopus with 8 legs. And Higgs, hoping to find space on the outside, takes a big ol' hit from, who was it? That was a great hit. Who was that?
Number 9.
Billy
Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Good job. Oh, see? Billy Psycho, great job. And then right after that, a hit that sends Billy Psycho to the penalty box, unfortunately. Higgs has scored 4 points, is racing ahead of Micro Machina, hoping to grab some points, but decides to call the jam before any more points can be scored. Higgs was hoping they had gotten a point there, but maybe not.
It's the hard part when you throw yourself at the wall sometimes, just hoping for that point. You got to time that
You
call off.
have to time the call off, because how many times, you hit your hips how many times to call the jam?
On the second hit.
On the second hit is when it's over.
Is when they start blowing the whistle, and you have until the end of the first
beep,
tweet,
beep, beep, beep.
tweet. Yep.
Yeah, that timing is just hard. Boomington up by 3. Van Gogh and Foxy Tosin. Van Gogh is going to find that lead jammer status here.
It's her first lead all night.
Yeah, good job, Van. And this is the time to do it, right?
Yeah.
With only 3 points and the lead. Van Gogh now in the pack on a scoring pass. Juking around those blockers and is through for 4 points, but Foxy is out and will be eligible to score points. But Van Gogh says, oh, no. Van Gogh says no. Seriously, are you repeating my little rhymes? Van, no.
Hey, leave the bad jokes to Aria, all right?
I'm very good at the bad jokes.
You got one job to do. Well, you got lots of jobs to do, but
all right. think I've chosen the people. 17 minutes left in this game. Boomington ahead by 9. I haven't even needed my calculator today.
Yeah, I agree with your people.
I've made my circles.
Yep.
Shreddy Mercury is lead for Boomington. Slip Happens is going to be following them, but Shreddy's going to have an opportunity to score some points before Slip can catch up. Shreddy getting hit to the outside and calls the jam. All right. Boomington getting 2 points there. That's not going to be enough to stretch this lead out to a comfortable.
No. Higgs up against Sugary for this one. Oh, quick out.
Right. Sugary out for lead. Higgs taking that. No, didn't take the star, but is out and putting the star back on. Sugary through for 4 points for Vette City. Is Sugary going to call
power
it?
Jam.
Oh, no.
No, power jam.
No, Sugary is not going to call it because Sugary is in the penalty box on a back block. So Higgs Bosom, having scored 4 points, will be extending this lead while Sugary waits in the penalty box, and this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Higgs is trying to find some space, takes a big hit from Controlled Chaos. Jumping around that. Oh, did you see that? I love straight pecs jumps.
Straight pecs jumps. Yeah.
Oh.
So good.
So good. And Sugary is back in play and will be eligible. I think eligible to score points here, right?
Yes.
Because Sugary had already
had lead,
yep,
so they
already
were through.
had lead.
Yep.
So Sugary grabbing. No, not grabbing anything because Sugary is getting called on a illegal contact. I didn't see it. Did you? What it was? But Higgs getting through, bringing Boomington into the century mark. Nice job there, Higgs.
They're in the right part of the track to not be able to see the penalties because it's all just looking through everybody.
All right, Higgs coming in. 19 seconds left on the clock while Sugary waits in the penalty box. Higgs has got one more blocker to get past and does so for another 4 points, making that the biggest jam, I believe, of the game so far.
Yep.
Okay, I keep circling more people to be skater of the game. I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
.20 jams will help you win. Right.
Boomington now ahead by a lot. It's 25. I don't need the calculator. A lot. We're so technical here at Derby Date Night, right?
A modicum of points.
A modicum. Yeah, they're ahead by some points. There's some points happening. So, Eric, we are going to be live almost every single weekend between now and July. So hopefully people are going to be tuning in to watch some Derby Date Nights over the next couple months. Are you going to be Are you going to be playing any games? Are you going to be coaching any games the next couple months you want to tell people about? You're not going to be playing any games?
Nope, I'm not playing any.
Okay, but if you did, do you know how many people would show up? Like, a lot.
Oh, if I put on skates and just put on skates?
Yes. You would have a lot lot who
My adult skaters all want me to do that.
Do
I'm
they?
like, I can't. I'm not paying the $80 for Wifted
insurance
to show up and skate. Now I can show up to juniors practices and skates. But
have you ever?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a full set of gear. I just no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coaching. We're all over the place for a while. Home next weekend and then home again, and then the next week. The 17th is rough for juniors. I traveled to Cincinnati and have to come home for a Circle City game.
Oh wow. That'll be a big day.
Yeah, 4 games.
Vette City, Billy Psycho coming out with lead jammer status for Vette City. What?
Oh, no, got a back block.
Oh, no. These penalties are killing Vette City right now.
So not, yeah.
So not lead jammer, which means lead jammer is still open, but unfortunately Sergeant Slice had taken off that jammer hat and so was not eligible for lead jammer, which means what, Eric?
That's a full-on jam.
Full on 2
2
minutes.
minutes.
Okay, for that illegal contact that we didn't see, Dan says that maybe it was initiating contact against a blocker during a no pack. That would make sense.
Most likely.
Most likely. Thank you.
Usually what it is.
Usually. All right, Billy Psycho back in the pack. Getting around. Nice job there, getting around.
The official initial.
Yeah. The official initial?
Yeah.
Okay, looks like Sergeant Slice is through for 4 more points for Boomington. Billy Psycho also through for 4 points.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty. Oh, Billy Psycho did one of those little like a bow with your hand where you're like, thank you very much. I want to give Billy Psycho an award for just pure class. Beautiful, beautiful work there. All right. I see Shreddy Mercury up there on the line for Boomington.
Hi guys. So
Oh.
I'm doing announcements now. That's gonna be real fun.
We just had a house announcer switch and just a tiny bit of announcing advice. When you say, I'm going to do announcing now and it's going to be awful, that, you know, at least you're starting with low standards.
I mean,
don't expect anything big from me here. And then you can only go up from there, right?
Aim low. Start at the bottom, work your way to the top.
There you go. There you go. I mean, usually on Derby Date Night, I'm like, I'm gonna go off topic, and then I do. So, you know, good predictions. Okay, I have to stop talking for a second and put this poll in the chat. I can't talk and type at the same time, I've learned. So give me a minute. Eric, I will let you attempt to do some
I will try.
commentary here.
It's tough right now. I mean, it's pretty easy to commentate right now because there's not a whole lot going on. The packs are really good. Both these jammers are struggling.
And 43 is just really pushing. Aaron, trying to
Oh, Shreddy's got a shot. Shreddy with a lead. Finally gets out of that pack. Foxy's still stuck in. Makes the move, though.
sorry. Guys, I can do this.
See if Shreddy can get her points and probably make the call pretty quick. Oh, no, with the back block, though. Power jam for Vette City.
She got a penalty. She's going to the box. We love that. No, we don't. And
So close. Pack's starting to roll, too. This is only going to make it harder. The whole pack starts
For
rolling as
sure.
a jammer. You got to get through, and
Vette City. And she
when there's no need to bridge because everybody just keeps moving.
tried to do a start pass.
All right, skater of the game. The poll has started. Whoever wins skater of the game is going to receive some fun Derby Date Night stickers and our eternal gratitude, and they will know that the chat chose them as skater of the game.
That was funny, Queen.
Oh, Dan, are you being the announcer for the Fort Wayne games? You should totally start it with that announcement. I triple double dog dare you. Because we're in middle school again, and that's where we triple dog dare people. All right, that poll is open for skater of the game. Michael Kwan is back with his wheel now that he has a membership. For those of you who want to become a member of Derby Date Night, not only are you helping keep our channel going and helping us with all the cool things that we're trying to do for you, but we are also going to help you by giving you some cool perks and benefits, and we would love to see you as one of our members. So don't hesitate to hit that little $sign and become. There is a link in the description to become a member, so you can also look at the description of the video and click on that after this game and go ahead and become one of our official third wheels. Eric is one of our original third wheels, and I think we've given you guys some good benefits as third wheel members. Higgs is lead for Boomington, continuing to try and extend that lead, but Flip Happens is right behind Higgs. Oh, look at that. With that big hit, and the skater was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And Higgs is like, we're good, we're good, we're good. You'll be the announcer DJ. Ooh, fun.
Higgs is laughing more because I think they wanted the 1 point. You didn't pass hips, you hit hips.
Yep, nope, you don't get them. You don't get it if you go boop with your booties. You have to get your booty past the other booty, not meeting the other booty. Okay, enough booty talk. Enough what? Enough booty this weekend. We had booty pop last night. Yeah, we've seen a lot of booties over the past 5 games. Derby is all about leading with the butt. We all know that. And lead jammer goes to Van Gogh, but Sugary says no and is chasing Van Gogh down. Van Gogh hitting the pack and everybody falling down. We have 7.5 minutes left in this game. That poll is still open for Skater of the Game. It's going to stay open for a while. I won't end the poll until we get a little bit closer to the end, just in case they do something really fabulous. You want to change your vote.
Yeah.
Should we close it at like 5 minutes? No? Sirius says keep it open until 2 minutes left. This whole Skater of the Game thing is new for us, so we'll figure out a better timing of it. By the last game we do it? By the last game of the season? Okay, we'll figure it out by the last game of the
Probably,
season.
yeah.
Probably in August. Micro Machina, your lead jammer for Vette City. Shreddy Mercury jamming for Boomington.
She is just beating the crap out of the Boomington Blockheads. She's just
Penalty on Billy Psycho. I didn't see what for, though. A star pass has been made to throw in fits for Boomington Blockheads. Micro Machina is through, bringing Vette City over the century mark. Micro Machina is coming around on a scoring pass. Ooh, that was a 5th penalty there for Billy Psycho. With 6 minutes left, Billy Psycho can only have 1 more penalty for free. A second one. Billy Psycho will be done for the day. Everybody else looking pretty good on penalties.
they have to do the rest of these 50 seconds.
Micro Machina getting a low block and headed to the penalty box. Again, Vette City, these jammer penalties, like without these jammer penalties, I think Vette City would possibly be in the lead here. So that is something that definitely Boomington has taken advantage of, is these power jams for Boomington. Throwing fits, great job. Again, as a pivot, taking that star and coming out and grabbing some points. This is the second time Throwing Fits has done that. Beautiful. How have our lead percentages been in this second half so far?
Got unlucky because they took that star pass early, and then the other jammer got the jam. So.
And another cut on Billy Psycho, bringing them to 6. I said you get another one for free. I didn't mean right now.
Percentage-wise, it's pretty good. We're still doing that same thing, man. Bloomington's still pulling. It's 8-5 right now, so it's.
Oh, but now Vette City is not doing as many points as they did in the first half, which is why Boomington is pulling away
and Bloomington is. They've had the 2 11s and a 20.
All right, looks like okay, wait, I want to do my thing that I usually do. Nice job to Killdeer, Warhammer, Van Gogh, Lego Blocks. I missed some people, thanks a lot, Sirius. Knuckle Sammy, Tabatoli Ravioli, and Fancy Beans. Fancy Beans? That's such a good name.
Harley and Sergeant
Slice. Oh, Harley!
I have 0 penalties.
Harley and Sergeant Slice also 0 penalties. You guys are in the 0 penalty club. Good job for keeping it clean. Higgs is through for 4 points for Boomington with that tiny little apex jump. Just a little hop there. Foxy Tosin fighting at the back of the pack, getting some great offense being done there by the pivot from Vette City to help Foxy through. That was Billy Psycho. Good job, Billy. And the jam gets called off after Boomington scored 8 points, but Vette City forcing that call off. That poll is open for 1.5 minutes more if you want to vote for your skater of the game. For future reference, Sirius, I could not put in the 8 people I had chosen. You could only have 4 people in the poll. I tried. I should not be the one choosing these because I want everyone to win skater of the game.
I mean, who doesn't?
I know, right? Especially from Derby Date Night.
Nice.
All right. Van Gogh becomes your lead jammer for Boomington. Slip happens. Meanwhile, jamming for Vette City is through. Van Gogh coming in on a scoring pass. Slip happens coming around the corner, about to be eligible to score points, but that jam is going to get called. But not before. 2, 1. 1. I can't tell if that's a 1 or a 2.
I saw 1.
I saw one.
Scoreboard says 1.
Scoreboard
we'll
says
go with 1.
We'll go with 1. All right. 2 minutes and 42 seconds. That means 40 seconds until I close the poll. Well, the scoreboard says 2 now to Eric.
Oh,
see,
they do it all the time. They're horrible.
See, that's why you got to look. I thought I saw that pinky.
And that's the worst. I'm writing it down, so negative.
2 minutes and 24 seconds left in this game. This has been fun. Sugary lead jammer for Vette City. Lego blocks on the outside coming out to chase down Sugary. Sugary gonna get past, trying to get past Silver Hammer and is through. That is 2 minutes. We are gonna end that poll. And your skater of the game is Foxy Tosin. Woo! I will find Foxy after the game and make sure she gets her Derby Date Night award from us. Woohoo!
For those of you learning to play, don't do like they just did. And when you hear the coach yell, call it, everybody on the track just stops. You can still get hit.
That's so true. A lot of times when people get penalties, I notice jammers are the best jammers are really good at just continuing to go, because a lot of times people stop because they're like, is it me? Is it my penalty? They will say your number. You should just practice at home. Have your significant other just shout your number at you every time you're doing something that they don't like. So like if I'm not doing the dishes, Sirius could go 4-2. No, Sirius likes this. No, I don't like it. No, you guys do it. I'm not currently skating, so 52 seconds left in this game, and Higgs Bosom is your lead jammer. Micro Machina taking a hit to the inside from Vette City. This could be the last jam of the game.
I can just see Sirius going, wife 4-2.
Wife 4-2. Not helping. And then I'll be like, can I please go to the box? Because I'll take a nap. I would happily go to the box. Failure to wrap cables correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Wife talking too much. 4-2.
Excessive use of gaffer tape.
Oh, Higgs is going to do. Oh, Higgs says, come here, jammer. Come here. Let's go together, hand in hand. I'm going to give you some points at the end. Oh, that was the most adorable thing. Oh, I loved it. And then Higgs was like, by the way, I'm going to grab 4 points here.
I mean, at least the referees knew that was unserious, because technically that's a forearm.
Really?
Yeah.
Holding hands with the other jammer?
Yeah.
Really?
You can't block or hold. I mean, you're not affecting anything, so
That's
there's no impact.
No fun.
There's no impact. You're right. But
Michael Kwan, last jam of the game. Last jam of the game. I'm so tired. Last jam of the game. Last jam of the day. Thank goodness, because Aria clearly has lost it, and we are done for the weekend. However, do not worry. We have got more Derby coming up. And if you want to go to Facebook, find us on Derby Date Night, you can find our schedule. Next weekend, we will be in Indianapolis. Where are we? March? May. We'll be in Indianapolis with your team, the Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby. We'll be playing in, who are they playing?
Kalamazoo, which is always a good game.
Ooh, that'll be a good one next
Always.
Saturday. And then we've got Naptown versus Kalamazoo. So we got
Adults,
Kalamazoo all day long next Saturday. The week after that, we will be back in South Bend for a fun day. And then back at our home turf, Cornfed, where we will be playing
I know,
Burning River on the 17th.
The weekend I'm gone. I'm so sad.
Aw. Well, you can watch it.
I'll have to watch it on Derby Date Night.
On Derby Date Night. That's right. If you have not liked and subscribed, please do so. Consider becoming a member and helping support what we do. We love you all. You are so wonderful. We hope you have a great week. And thanks for joining us here on Derby Date Night.